Saw the sun come in. I'm moving to the spot, lay my ass on the bench. Zip the bed out, then saw the sun come in. Today's show is brought to you by Lovable. Here we go.
It is Tuesday, and that means we are getting ready for another Title Tuesday here in the Take studio. Let's go.
Looks like Farouz is almost getting it done on the board. Should still be a draw. He's losing now suddenly.
He's throwing a thorn into the white side, holding on here for dear life. The nerves are kicking in.
He's playing with Ghost, afraid to commit.
Did he lose on time?
The clock is his worst enemy right now. Oh, look at this. He's trapped his own king in the corner. The black rook is hit as well.
Whoa, is this a blunder?
Checkmate is coming.
Welcome to the Take studio. With us today, we have, as always, David Howell. You're ready for another Title Tuesday?
I've said it before, I'll say it again more. Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. Let's go.
And we're also joined by James Altucher, and welcome to you. Welcome to Oslo.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I flew out here just to be on the Take show from the US, so I'm so excited to be here.
And you are a national chess master, means that you've had 2,200 in rating. It also means you could have participated in Title Tuesday if you wanted to.
I have played quite a bit as the lowest rated player in Title Tuesday on many occasions. I've occasionally scored above 1.5 or 2 points on rare occasion. So yes, I've been a participant.
But you are a very good chess player, and you've been on chess broadcast before. This isn't your first rodeo.
Yeah, Norway Chess a couple of times. I helped commentate the games while they were happening. Oh, there I am, longer hair. And the last time I was on, I don't know if this was the same tournament, but I shared the podium there with Vishy Anand commentating on the games, which is such an exciting thing. Such a great player.
And of course, you play chess yourself. Where is this, do you think?
It's in Union Square in New York City, which is where currently the best chess is happening in the parks.
And you are also known for being a podcaster. You have your own show that you're doing. You've interviewed very famous chess players, Garry Kasparov,
Hikaru, Judith. So
all the big ones.
Yes, except for the biggest one, Magnus. But I've had quite a few chess players on.
Magnus, if you're watching, you're being invited. Is what I'm sensing over here.
Always an open invitation. Let me ask you a question. Do you think there should be fantasy chess around Title Tuesday? Like, I would for all the people who aren't participating, wouldn't it be great to say, okay, here's my team. Like, I want Hikaru, Blue Bomb, this guy.
I would love that. I think that was an idea. I'm not sure how far down the line we are with that, but I would love to see that. Do you imagine it like certain players, get more points depending on where you pick them, or
no? You have like 10,000 rating points to spend to build your team. So this way you can't fill it with the top 4 because you'll spend too many rating points. And so you have to get some 2,000, 2,200 in there as well. And you just have to figure out who's underrated.
And this is, I love to hear this, James, because you're already kind of revealing yourself as the entrepreneur that you are. And right now you're in the Take studios. This is a Norwegian company building a chess app. What is your take on the recent developments like in the chess startup scene?
Well, back in 1993, okay, I'm dating myself. Back in 1993, I helped write the code for the original ICC. So the very first internet chess club, and I gave them the idea of, hey, we should do this as a business, and they ran with it, and it's ICC. It changed ownership quite a few times since then, but I think it's very hard in chess to make money, and obviously Chess.com's doing it. ICC never did it. There's very few companies that have actually succeeded in building a profitable business. So, but I think if anything, Magnus has an opportunity with Take. Just his involvement gives it a certain credibility. The quality of the broadcast, obviously, you guys get more and more viewers, and so there's a chance. But I would build things like a fantasy chess or some other things that you want people to feel like they're participating. So it's not just like the incredibly avid chess enthusiast, but other people who want to compete in some way.
Absolutely. And last week we were discussing on the Take app these like challenges that we now have launched where you can try to play the most brilliant amount of moves. Did you win that challenge, David?
I think it's still got 1 or 2 days left, but someone's caught me up.
Really?
Someone who's been watching our show has signed up to the app and has been going hard. And I had such a big lead, I thought it was insurmountable. Suddenly I'm sweating. So I think after the show, I might have to go home and play a bit more in the app.
Play some brilliant moves. And also, James, I know that you are also passionate about the field of AI, as many people are interested in these days. And I mean, the chess world, AI isn't really new to us. Like, we've had computers outperforming humans for so long.
And also, you figure AI pretty much started with the goal. The original AI papers in the 50s, or the goals were, hey, can we beat a chess player? Chess and AI have always been linked throughout the history of AI.
And what do you make of like the recent developments that have come now that have kind of enabled more people to use AI in like their daily life? Do you think that's going to affect the world of chess, like large language models?
I don't think it'll affect the world of chess, only because, as you pointed out, AI has been dominating chess, for 30 years now, since the 90s. I have a confession to make. I am actually I'm freely admitting this, I am the very first in history online cheater. So back in
Wow.
You heard it here, people.
Where's the Netflix documentary?
Back in 1993, I was playing someone. I'm like, oh, I really don't like this guy. Mm-hmm. Peter, I won't say his last name. And Peter, if you're listening, I'm sorry. And I was working at the time in grad school on the computer that became Deep Blue. And I decided I was going to use Deep Blue. I logged into Deep Blue and I crushed this guy, Peter, because I just didn't like him. And yes, I cheated. And he actually found out that I was logged in because he also could log in, so he saw who was logging in. And he, we had a conversation about it, and I apologized, but I will take that trophy of being the first online cheater.
Well, that's great, because this online cheating has actually caused a lot of other innovations. We know now that chess.com is using this Proctor software to kind of prevent people from cheating. Did you imagine that was where the chess world was headed when you were working on this kind of stuff?
No, because it wouldn't really make sense to cheat. In my case, I just hated somebody. But that's it wasn't like money on the line, or who cared about like rating for online back then. And so it didn't really make sense to cheat. So it was sort of amazing that, now it's a real thing. Like, it could be the case eventually that your online rating is your rating, because fewer and fewer people right now, probably the majority of playing chess players have an online rating, but not an offline rating. Mm-hmm. So now I don't want to say it makes sense, but you could see why people are doing it. And often, you play in some of these arenas where you're playing people of all rating, and you think to yourself, how could like a 400 rated player have like 10 wins in a row? So that cheating is happening constantly. And one idea I always thought for chess.com is make it a little bit, in order to catch online cheaters, which is very difficult, even with the Proctor software and so on, you get a group of people that you have them compete while cheating, meaning, so this way you test your software to actually play against, to detect people who are really cheating, and then you give cash prizes to people who could cheat the longest without being discovered.
Oh, okay, so you want to incentivize people to kind of
make
stress
it a game.
Test it. Yeah. Okay, that's a very good idea.
And then, of course, restore rating points to anyone who lost rating, and so on.
Okay, that's a very interesting take. And we're going to hear more about your innovative ideas and other innovations that we've had in chess recently. Is this Title Tuesday concept that has been revisited to make it a qualifier for the Esports World Cup? That's kind of why we're here, that now that chess is seen as an esport. Do you think that's a good direction for chess to be heading into, James?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, any kind of further outlets chess belongs as an esport because it's look at how chess has risen since 2020. Yes, people say Netflix is the Queen's Gambit, but really people like Hikaru and Gotham Chess and you guys just playing online, and you have lots of people watching. Like, look, this broadcast might get, who knows, 30, 40, 50,000 views. By the way, that's the number of views that a CNBC or Bloomberg broadcast will get. So you're competing, with the best TV networks. I don't want to say that, actually. They're better than the best TV. Those networks I wouldn't turn on to save my life. But you're competing with these national U.S. networks and doing well. Online, though. If you had a TV show that's just you playing chess, it probably wouldn't work. But online, it works.
And we have gotten a lot of points divided up so far in these Title Tuesday tournaments. We can take a look at how they've been doing in the spring split, some of these top players. And it's been different winners each of the 3 weeks so far, David.
Yeah, it's been the youngsters rising up. Nihal Sarin, we saw last week how speedy he was. He went on a tear, won some fantastic games, always seemed to be in the time scrambles. Fino move ahead, the man with the best name in chess, having also won a Title Tuesday earlier this split, and Javelko Sindarov warming up nicely for the candidates. Magnus is slightly further down. He's been a bit up and down with his form. Hikaru, nowhere to be seen. He's really not been at his usual best.
How do you calculate these numbers? What's the...
10 points for first place, 7 for second place, and then I believe it's 5 for third place. And then, so for example, with somebody, Arjun there has 6, then he's gotten several points in several tournaments. So it's about doing the best every single week. And we can take a look at the Champions Chess Tour standings as well, which is the really most important part of this, because the people at the top of the Champions Chess Tour standings, they are the ones who will qualify for the Esports World Cup, the very top players there.
Well, why not just like qualifying also for the candidates? Like if someone consistently does well on Title Tuesday, let's say for an entire year, why not say, hey, they're probably, like someone like Bortnik, such a great blitz player, right? Mm-hmm. But you would not even consider him for the candidates, but maybe people should.
Yeah, but maybe that would also encourage more people to log into Deep Blue and try to fit in the system.
Well, but that's what you have Proctor for now, so
yeah,
that's good.
True, but it does feel more open. Like so many strong grandmasters out there these days, and it's nice to see some fresh names once in a while.
Absolutely, and when we get
3 candidates on there already, plus you have older candidates like MVL.
Mm-hmm. And we can see here that Hikaru is one of the players with the most points in this esports chess universe, if we're going to call it that. He's doing well in the Title Tuesdays, but he's also gotten a lot of points from the Speed Chess Championship, and then the Chess.com Open is coming in the end of April, so that will be another opportunity. Magnus, Lazovic, and Fruja already qualified. And let's take note of the candidate players, as we've already been discussing, because they are going to be busy the next weeks playing the candidates tournament. They won't have the opportunity to get more points to rack up on this leaderboard. And let's see if any of them have signed up so far. But first, here we have their points. We can see that Hikaru, he is at the top. He did very well in the autumn split, but his form has been going down, David.
Yeah, maybe that's because he's been shifting focus onto longer time formats. Maybe he's hiding his real openings before the candidates. But yeah, it feels like Hikaru hasn't been quite as confident as usual, a bit less consistent. Sindarov's had a really great few weeks. 2026, he's won several Title Tuesdays. Fabiano's been decent, in decent shape. Nice to see some of the others competing, but Wei Yi, Prague, mysteries. Haven't seen them at all in Title Tuesday this year.
Now, when you say Nakamura's form is going down, is that because of how he's performed in Title Tuesday?
Yeah.
But he's racked up all these points.
Yeah, but he did in the beginning, like he did in the autumn split, and now we're currently in the spring split. So it's going to be, he hasn't really done that well, and now he's going to be playing the candidates tournament. But will he be playing the candidates tournament? That is another question, because we do know that Humpy Koneru, who is participating in, or was participating in the women's candidate tournament, she has withdrawn and given this statement on Twitter that after deep reflection, I have taken the difficult decision to withdraw from the FIDE candidate tournament. No event, no matter how important, can come before personal safety. So she's saying this in regards to what's going on in the Middle East, and seeing as it's being hosted on Cyprus, Humpy thinks it is too dangerous to go there, and she's the only one who's withdrawn so far, but this is a bit scary, David.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Humpy's such a classy player. She said it could be her final ever candidates to kind of walk away from that opportunity means, it really shows how much it means to her. And FIDE haven't really said anything about it. They've kind of been trying to not talk about the subject, but the World Series of Poker now has moved a tournament off Cyprus. They've cancelled that. So maybe it's FIDE's turn to step up.
And we are now seeing a lot of names sign up, and we're just moments away. So let's get ready for another Title Tuesday.
Oh, he's walked into some kind of discovered check. Oh, no. It's a mouse slip. It was a pre-move, I think.
Where was this knight
The
going?
token, he put his knight here. He didn't... we see the reaction.
Look at it.
Oh, Egyptian. Oh, blunder by Hans Niemann. He has given up his queen. I was saying this is good, but...
What?
What?
Why not rook c1?
Takes the win.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
From Hans Niemann. Why? We can see the pairings of the first round Niemann is playing. We can see that he is ranked as the 4th best player. And we are jumping into Faustino's game in this first round. Another guy we've had here in the Take offices. He was playing in streaming, as he often does. And still an international master, but one of the best international masters in the world. He'll be a grandmaster in no time. And he is playing against a Ukrainian grandmaster. So this is a tough first matchup, I would say.
Yeah, it's rare as one of the top seeds to get a grandmaster in round 1. Faustino has one of the highest ratings on chess.com. He's opened the game very calmly, kind of transposed from a Sicilian into more of a symmetrical structure, although there is a big hole in the center here that a white piece may aim to use later, a nice outpost. And there we see Sharapov.
And this guy, Sharapov, he's thinking to himself, why am I paired against the kid in the first round? Well, and also, when do you become afraid of the kids? Like, how old do you have to be before you're afraid of the kids?
I'm 35 and I'm terrified.
Yeah,
so.
same.
So is it like 25? You're like, okay, now I'm an old man now?
Maybe 30s? I don't know, as soon as you hit the 3-0. Like
when did Magnus start being worried about kids?
Has he ever?
Yeah, I think he goes through phases. Sometimes he just really doesn't want to play them. Sometimes he wants to assert his authority. It's difficult. James, how about you? When did you first start realizing that the kids in chess are this good?
Well, I stopped playing in tournaments for almost 30 years. And so I was 2,200 in the US or 2,240 or something. And then I played in my first tournament and I played against kids. And I'm like, what is going on here? These kids are 1,600, 1,700, and I'm drawing, losing. And you realize a year later, you look at 2,400. You never know what the rating of a kid is. Plus, they're not going to lose on time. And what is it about the kid's brain that they're just faster?
It's really interesting. I'm playing a classical tournament now every Thursday, and it's after I've been to work, and then I see like this kid who's just like bouncing around with energy, and I'm exhausted, and I'm like, this is my nightmare opponent, these 1,600, 1,700 kids.
Because you don't know what their real rating is biologically.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, and it's so impressive to see Faustino, who's not even 13 years old, be in one of the world's best.
By the way, does he have knight takes pawn here? Knight on c4 takes e5? Or am I smoking crack?
That is the threat.
Happen?
That is the threat, James. It's black's move, otherwise. I think you're right.
Move. All right.
The tension between the bishops would mean that tactics are in the air. Black did just establish a pin on the last move, and white is blocked with his own bishop. It's kind of tempting to play moves like rook takes bishop there just to try and do something on the diagonal, but nope, Sharapov goes back. No more threat.
No more threat.
Oh, yeah, that rook takes bishop would have been interesting. And then rook d8.
Yeah, that type of
Queen
thing.
e2, queen e6.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's given Faustino something to think about here. So far, he hasn't seemed like too amused or like impressed with what his opponents come up with.
He's just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, and is it true he basically that's all he does? He trains chess. Like he doesn't go to like a regular school. He's all day long with chess instructors.
As far as I know, he came here to Oslo with his dad, and he was telling us, I think he does keep up to date with education, but I don't think it's in a formal way that most kids go to school nonstop. I think he does get tutors in to help with that kind of thing from time to time. We'll be doing his exams. But whoa, tactics in the meantime. Sacrifice from Sharapov. The knight comes into the center, attacking the white queen, and if it's captured, then one of the black pawns will take back. I'm assuming this one, and here we go. The white bishop is trapped, but I don't know. It feels a bit odd for black. Like this pawn is going to be hanging in the near future. White can go.
What about knight fe5 right now, and then f4, bishop f2?
Yeah, I think it would have been met by a capture hitting the white rook anyway. This pawn did just take the bishop back, but Faustino's won a clear pawn, and Same idea. He's actually going to pile up on Black's weakness here.
Look at him now. He's yawning a little bit. Like I'm kind of happy for Sharapov that he isn't seeing his opponent because you can see how concentrated Sharapov is sitting there.
He's like, his life is at, like, this is it.
Yeah.
He's like not going to lose this game, and he's determined.
And Faustino, I also feel like when you're sitting across the board from a kid and you can kind of see the boredom in their eyes and like the unimpressedness with their moves, it's never easy.
And this week's going to be a big opportunity for someone like Faustino and for all of the other young players, because it looks like Magnus isn't playing, Hikaru's not playing.
All right, can I ask a question here? Knight takes f7, and then if king takes e5, and if queen takes bishop c4?
Yep, that looks fantastic. Just clearing the path for this pawn, the bishop lining up. I think, firstly, the bishop move is very strong, but also knight takes pawn. I love it. That's what he's thinking about.
Yeah, that's why he's starting to think. You can see how he's leaning forward. That's also a terrible thing to experience at the board when a little kid starts to have to get up in their chair so they can actually see the board properly.
Right, this is where I'd be totally nervous if I was Sharapov.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's trying to climb into the computer screen, Faustino here. Very locked in, calculation face. I don't think he needs to be too flashy. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So, this is strong. Knight takes pawn, but he could get away with something else.
That's a really good point, actually, to not always be flashy if you have a good position. Yeah. Like, just win instead of being, but he does knight takes f7.
Great call, though. Great call, James. You spotted it way quicker than he did. And
I could be a prodigy at 58.
But it's the format, right? Like, there's 0 increment, so investing 1.5 minutes is...
Yeah, that's a
big call.
A choice.
Faustino
but he's saying something. Faustino's saying something. And we will see if we can hear it, what he's saying.
Oh, great call by Sharapov.
He's trading.
His rook gave itself up for a bishop. So when the dust settles, black will have 2 pieces for the rook. So material is almost level. White has a couple of pawns, though. So it's just about the black king. If he can get to it, he's going to win this game. If not, then long-term, black might be doing okay with the 2 bishops. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, if you're white, how do you go about taking advantage of having the rook as opposed to, like, how do you overcome the fact that there's 2 extra pieces there?
Yeah, I think he probably needs to hit hard and fast, like some kind of attack. This queen trade offer.
Look at his face.
Ooh.
He's not happy with the developments.
Not happy at all. He could have maybe thrown a pawn forward with a check and tried to lure out the black king. This is a great defensive move from Sharapov. He's going to use the bishop as a blockader. Okay, the time disadvantage gets worrying now.
And look at Faustino's shake of the head. He's very upset with himself.
Bishop f5.
Oh, the knight is hanging for now.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe the knight can move or the bishop can defend it. How's Sharapov's speed? He's maybe looking at knight forks even, but the white queen will be able to dodge with a check.
If bishop e6, maybe knight d4.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. And here we go. Great call again.
Oh.
Faustino scratching his head. It's got better. It's got a lot better. Bishop into the e6 square was apparently a big mistake from black. We see with the evaluation bar, this knight fork now a bit too slow because the white queen jumps out with a check.
Yeah, rook f3 maybe?
Yeah, the rook's coming. Oh, now there's a drop back and it's a double attack. The knight is now hanging. Sharapov's blundered. Oh, he almost banged the table there, but he held himself back, Sharapov.
But this is also, it's always interesting when they only have a minute. Look at Faustino. Is this a sign that he's like happy and comfortable?
Well, he's caught up on time, so that's got to be an advantage for the kid.
Yeah.
Of course, but a minute left and no increment. There's always a little bit of drama that can happen, but it looks like Faustino's going straight for the checkmate.
Yeah, and there we go.
And his opponent gives up.
That was quick. That was abrupt. His opponent fought really well, but...
Let's send it. Can we send like a cake or something to Sharapov? Like, he needs a little more sweetness in his life now.
And in the meantime, it's Min Lei, Vietnamese grandmaster, against Anastasia Bortnik. And, okay, level material, once the queens have just been traded there.
Oh, and it's going to be a time scramble. Both of them, less than a minute left.
Yeah, she's very good Blitz player. I think she might have even won a world title at Blitz. Looks like she's streaming, talking as well. White has a small advantage due to the bishop pair long term.
I'm realizing we probably can't speak her language, but...
For all of our fans out there.
She's taking time to speak, even though she has 22 seconds left.
Does need to speed up. Pawns are rolling. I love black's position.
Oh, wow.
But no time. 20 seconds.
Minle, he was doing very well in a Title Tuesday recently. He was at the very top boards into the final rounds, but he didn't manage to win.
A couple of moves ago, Black did have the opportunity to push forward before the White King stepped over to blockade. Black would have won a piece, but now she's punting some pawns forward. 16 seconds.
Was that just a mistake? Like, just a time mistake?
I think
G5?
so. I think she just dropped the pawn. I think it's panic stations.
Yeah.
Big threat. Big threat. Might need to be stopped. Maybe the white rook should come back now.
Oh, and he's spending a lot of time right now, Minle.
Oh, he's traded bishops, but now the king's coming. And now the rook can go
10
behind.
seconds.
Oh, it's not good enough, though. Under 10 seconds.
But can she manage to get a draw in time?
Maybe.
8 seconds.
7 seconds, 6.
Oh, and he's going to keep the pawns on the board.
There's no way to trade off the rooks. There's no way to get white's remaining pieces off. It's a totally drawn position. Rook versus rook.
Oh, this is the painful part of Title Tuesday with no increment.
Minle is going to be ruthless here. Bortnik fights so hard, but no reward.
And Minle.
Kids 2, senior 0.
Let's see, have there been any upsets that we can spot here? It looks like most of the favorites have won. I'm recognizing a lot of names in the top, and we do see that there are a lot of candidates playing today. Caruana, Bluebaum, and Esipenko, all of them trying to get some final points before they're playing the candidates tournament next week.
Yeah, I love to see it. And why not? Like, it's a great warm-up, like strong opposition. Title Tuesday. They can throw out some red herrings, play some openings that they definitely won't play in Cyprus, and hope that their future opponents get a bit caught off track there, off guard. But okay, straight into round 2.
Absolutely. There's very short breaks, especially when you're playing all the way down to the time scramble. So you just get paired again and again and again. And it is Nihal who won last week's Title Tuesday by managing to flag Grandelius in the final round, and he even apologized on our broadcast because he felt bad for doing that. But that's what it takes to win sometimes.
Funny story. I was actually in London on Sunday, and I was just walking on the street. I come out of a shop. I was getting a cheap meal deal, getting my lunch, and then I was like, wait, I recognize that person like in the distance, 200 meters away. And it was Niels Grandelius. Oh. And I was like waving at him like a madman. He didn't recognize me at all until I was like 2 meters away from him. And we've just been commentating on his games.
Oh.
Small world.
That is very fun. And Nils, I hope he wasn't too upset because he did do very well. It would have been the first Title Tuesday that he ever won, so it was a little bit heartbreaking. And he was doing so well in that final round. But Nihal in a time scramble is not the player you want to meet.
No, exactly. And from a English opening, Nihal now is going to gain a bunch of space. He might be tempted to throw more pawns forward in the center. Black is setting up in almost hedgehog fashion. Most likely at some point just going to put a lot of pawns on the 6th rank. There we see Gelman, and I am from Germany. And Nihal has a bunch of plans he can choose from. He can start building up for a central pawn push. We can start playing even more on the flanks. And yeah, he's quite an ambitious player, Nihal Sarin. He has just moved his queen a couple of times, so maybe yet to decide on a plan. But yeah, it's understandable why the evaluation bar says white is better. Just more space. Black is struggling for activity.
But he's playing very fast, Gelman, and I see that he's played a lot of Title Tuesday, and he actually managed to get 7 points once, which is very impressive given his level. So he's at least pressuring Nihal on the clock. I mean, I've never seen somebody be up a minute this early on in the game.
Yeah, maybe he was watching last week when Nihal was always winning or losing with 1 second left on his clock.
Yeah.
And okay, it's pretty clear what White's plan is now. He wants to break through, power through in the center. He's put his rooks, he's put his queen on these central files, and something is going forward.
And what would be Black's plan?
Just retreat, survive. I always admired it when Kasparov used to play these kind of slightly slower positions where open Sicilian, you normally want a full-blooded fight, but you kind of just stay on your first few ranks and later lash out, later break when White's overextended. But for now, the Knights look very stuck.
And last week, Nihal was singing a lot during his games. James, do you ever do that?
No, I've never been singing during my games.
I've more
likely been cursing during my games. So
We've seen a lot of that as well on Title Tuesday because the players, they're sitting at home, they're playing in front of a computer. They kind of forget that the world is watching them, and they have said yes to this. So sometimes they forget, and I think Nihal especially, I confronted him with his singing after he had won, and he was a little bit like, he kind of forgot that people were watching him.
Yes. And I mean,
Isn't part of the idea of chess really is to be by yourself and, not be having everybody watch you.
I guess they used to sing it internally. Like, I think we've all been there where we're sitting at the board and your opponent's thinking for 20 minutes and there's just this song going through your head. But now I guess there's no reason not to sing out loud.
Yeah, and Nihal was also like blasting music into his room as well. Oh, and he's going for something. But look at the time difference right now. He spent so much time on these moves, Nihal.
Yeah, and I quite like the way Black's playing in terms of practicality. Like, sacrifice in the meantime. I was going to say, you're super solid. You wait for White to come at you. You don't spend any time. You just react to what your opponent does. The Black Knight's going to come forward and defend a square. But this is a big sacrifice, hitting the bishop. And a capture, I guess, is going to be met by a pawn capture. And there's two very scary pawns in the center of the board. Maybe the white bishop retakes with a target in mind. But that is fighting spirit from
If the white bishop takes back, though, then just bishop e6, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why he didn't take. I guess he just figured.
Trust the GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking it was indeed the best move. And white didn't have enough compensation. But now the game continues and Nihal has improved some of his pieces. He's improved his knight. He's got a big threat now. Okay, it's turned.
Bishop e6. Oh, no.
Not many ways to defend against that one. Maybe you have to, there we go, get your queen off the diagonal. Forcing an exchange. Okay, that's good news for Gelman, who's got rid of some white pieces. Like, black's slightly less cramped the more pieces that come off the board. Suddenly open file, can't use it yet, but nice that the rook's control. Nihal's lost control.
Yeah, and
So it's kind of, would you say it's like equal now?
Yeah, if anything,
or better, even according to the evaluation bar we have at the top.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, James? Like the way to kind of communicate a situation on the chessboard using like a chess engine like this. Do you prefer having like a number, or do you think that this trying to use a word saying it's better for black?
I think the word's better because if we're watching this for fun, maybe less numbers and information, the more I can feel like I'm engaging with the position instead of just seeing all the lines all the time. And
yeah, it's funny how like people communicate, because now when I go to tournaments, especially maybe teenagers, they'll say, "Oh, I was up 1.8 in that game."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But what does that mean? Were you up 1.8 for just one move? Were you consistently
and was it only
better?"
one specific, very complicated move to prove that 1.8? Like, how does the tree of moves look?
Exactly. And does that mean you were like better long term, or just very, very briefly? Like
Massively better.
Exactly.
This we have to. What is going on here?
I don't think it's even tactics. I think long term, Nihal's king is so open now. His pawns are all isolated. If black can survive the attack.
What is Gelman saying? He was saying something there.
But it looks like a good attack for white too, right? Or no?
Oh, that was a key move. Pawn to f5 on the last move would have been so clever. White could not take en passant, as the queen would have been hanging. And the rook would have been hit. The pawn in the center would have been hit. Might not exist anymore. Still big advantage for black long term. I think I would advocate.
Okay, but f5 now though, right? Yeah. Oh no, then there's takes and then queen takes e6.
There might be some tactics as well. But he's getting pieces off the board. Like, I think this is good. Just keep it simple. He's got one extra minute. White's king is open, therefore in practical terms, harder to play with white. Checkmate can be prevented by just pushing the board.
Looks like black. What's going on? It looks like black's winning everything.
Yeah.
Oh, queen takes pawn check.
Oh, queen takes pawn check here. Oh, great move. Great move. Take the pawn. And the white queen is hanging. And okay, he was thinking about it, Gelman, because otherwise he could have pushed this pawn without pause at all.
But this is, now he's got to be getting a little bit nervous. He's playing against one of the best players in the entire Title Tuesday field. He's a minute up on the clock. He has a way better position.
Yeah, Gelman just looked up at, like, he keeps looking off to the side. That means he's looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Position has repeated itself. This is the second time we've seen this one.
Oh.
Nihal doesn't bring his queen back, so he wants to play for a win. But
He wants to play for a win in this kind of ugly position with way less time.
He grew up playing bullet chess, Nihal Sarin, so I think he still believes. It's complicated enough.
I wish I could say I grew up playing bullet chess. Like, what a great way to grow up.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the playground, just play bullet chess.
It's addictive, though. It's very addictive. And okay, the black rook's coming. Are there sacrifices? If not, then black can start grabbing pawns. He has slowed down a bit. The German international master. Can he take? Okay, he does safely capture this pawn.
But he's spending so much time right now.
Nihal.
30 seconds left for this entire game with so many pieces.
And White's just barely clinging on here. Like, the piece is so clumsy. The king is so bare. But can the black pieces come out? Can the black knight ever enter the action?
And Nihal, he is very good at creating chances for himself. We've seen him trick people in the most hopeless situations. Last week in the final round and winning Title Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I thought I saw something.
Yeah, he needs some tactics. He needs to trick Nihal, and soon.
But Gelman, he is a little bit worried because he is spending quite a bit of time right now. So there are some threats in the position that he must be worried about.
Yeah, that's a great call. Just when in doubt, put the king in the corner. Knights are a king's best friend. The knight will defend. And, okay, so much action now on the 4th rank. Something's happening here. Someone's got a discovered attack, or who's pinning who? Here we go. The bishop drops back. Now just take everything off the board if you're Gelman. Just take all the rooks off. Make sure you don't get checkmated. And the time advantage.
15 seconds.
Oh, now he's allowing some scary background checks.
Wait, queen c6?
Oh, great move.
Ooh.
Great move. Forces the white rook to go passive and block.
Oh, knight, maybe there's some knight g5 stuff.
Yeah, that move is coming. But first the black queen tries to get in. Watch out, someone's getting checkmated here. 9 seconds for white, 13 seconds for black. Oh. Oh, black's winning again, but not after that move. He gets pinned. He's losing his queen. He's getting checkmated, but 3 seconds for Nihal Sarin and his mate.
Okay, send him cake also.
Oh, gosh, that is painful to watch. And look at Nihal.
Oh,
that's 3 for the kids now.
And will it be 4? Denis Lazovic, the youngster, is trying to flag his opponent. Dead loss position for black for 3 seconds each. 2 seconds. Only 1 black pawn left. If the knight can get rid of that pawn, white cannot lose. Katsanis just needs to get rid of the pawn. 1 second. Oh, he's risking it here, and no, he gets rid of the pawn. He cannot lose, but it is a draw.
Wow.
Is that because he ran out of time?
He ran out of time, Katsanis, in a totally winning position. The point 1, let's ignore that. He did lose on time, and that is why the game is now drawn. Black doesn't have checkmating material.
And we do see that 13-year-old FIDE master Megan has beaten Sam Shanklin, who is usually one of the top guys in the Title Tuesday format. So I think this youngster theme that we're on here now is going to be very relevant.
Yeah, can they keep it up? That's the question. Will we see a teenage winner of the tournament?
Are you rooting for the young guys or
never? What are you talking about? By the way, women's candidates. Now that Anna Muzachuk's in there, she's the oldest one in the candidates. That's your
player.
Pick. That's my pick. Yeah.
Wow, she's the oldest one. She's my age.
And she crushed it in Norway chess last year. So I was watching her games from the front row.
And yeah, there is this trend as well in sports, as well as chess, where the last minute entrant feels no pressure. They come in, they're like, I wasn't even meant to be here, nothing to lose, super fresh. I think she might be one of the favorites now.
That could be.
Anna Muzachuk. It's like Denmark in the European Championships football back in '92. They qualified through the back door and won the whole Euros. Okay, in the meantime, by transposition, a Sicilian dragon, a accelerated dragon. And this is a well-known line where black tries to force a draw. If the knight had come back, the queen could have come back into the center. But instead, black has given white double pawns, long-term weakness at the cost of parting with his beautiful dark-squared bishop. So white often puts a bishop on this square and says to black, you shall not castle. But long-term black has all the advantages due to these weaknesses. How would you define your style, James? Would you take the white side where you have to be a bit more dynamic, or would you take black where long-term positional you have something to play against?
Just me personally, I would take white and try to draw.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably very hard if you're white to lose this if you're like a great player. So, I mean, I'm not a great player. I'm saying for these guys. And then you kind of can see which direction you want to go after making more moves.
Yeah.
But what about you guys?
I tend to find myself on the black side of these things. The older I get, the more obsessed with like pawn structure I am, and I just hate playing with weaknesses. Even if, long-term bishop pair, decent solidity in the center. I just find these high responsibility positions with white when you have wrecked pawns like this. But Hans Niemann really likes his bishop pair.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Maud?
I've played both sides of this kind of line, but I personally have not taken that knight with my bishop. Yeah. So I didn't go for this.
But then what would you do? Like a6, b5 kind of stuff? Or like how would you break down the pawn?
Yeah, I feel like... But that's why I don't like playing this opening anymore, because I feel like I just sit around and I'm kind of waiting for them to make a mistake, which is not the most fun way to play chess at all.
Yeah.
So I try to not steer into this opening with black anymore, is my take.
And in the meantime, standoff between the queens. I don't think either side really wants to capture on their opponent's terms. If black ever captures, white's pawn structure straightens itself out. If white ever captures, black's rook enters a nice square. Yeah, what's the plan?
What would you do here? Like g4 type? Or I guess here you can't, but...
Yeah, not yet, but maybe at some point for white. I think black might try to repurpose the bishop at some point, come round and hit this pawn. But first...
Delchenko, the international master from Russia, he is playing very fast, and he has a personal best of 8 points in Title Tuesday, which is quite a lot. It got him to a 24th place. And then Hans Niemann, of course, has gotten lots of points, has done very well, but he hasn't won a Title Tuesday since they redid the format to not include increment. So he's still hunting down that victory.
Yeah, and he'll
Could
get
be his
one.
day, yeah.
He'll get one eventually. He's always up there, but not quite putting it together. And here we go. The black bishop is coming round. That wasn't the best move, apparently, according to our evaluation bar, but very logical. Matvey bobbing his head.
Sorry, he won Game Week 5 in the autumn split. I just realized that he did. He has won a Title Tuesday already, but it's been a very long while since.
Yes.
Many, many, many weeks ago.
Yeah, many months ago. And
when does the documentary come out?
I think it's April 7th.
April 7th?
not long.
Is Magnus looking forward to that?
No comment.
I think like the world of chess is looking forward to it because it always kind of brings a lot of attention and enthusiasm, and it's going to be fun that the two of them, they're playing in this Grenke freestyle tournament just around that time, the days before. They're both going to be there. I feel like we need some kind of rivalries in chess to kind of create an interest beyond the chessboard. So in that sense, I think it'll bring a lot of eyes, but if Magnus wants those eyes, he already has a lot of attention.
But you're right. Like I think chess is like a history of rivalries going all the way back to, let's say, Morphy, Staunton, Steinitz, Tarish. So the history of chess is defined by these rivalries.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious whether we'll find out anything new. Like, it's so long ago now that the whole St. Louis incident happened. But we'll see. I think Hans would love this to become a long-term rivalry, but you have to start by winning these tournaments. Here we go. His position suddenly looks great. Hans Niemann. Trio of pawns in the center, straightened out as well. All the space.
The bishop pair.
Bishop pair. Any of these pawns could push forward at any moment. Black is super passive. I really think Galchenko kind of panicked when he traded off the queens. No reason to rush.
Well, it's bishop f4 though, right? He had to.
Yeah, he could have gone away though. He could have run. Okay, and he's going to try and build up maybe on the c file. Hans Niemann says no. You shall not have time. Trades off. Yeah, this is awkward for black now. This pin.
Is g4, g5 in the air?
The pawn was coming, so the black king steps out.
I guess it's still in the air.
Still in the air. Doesn't need to rush. He's going around with his bishop to this diagonal. Very awkward. The black rooks don't have so many nice squares.
It's always annoying when there's like a bishop pair close to the rooks. And look at Niemann. He's yawning. It's early in the morning for him, but it's also just that he feels really comfortable in this situation, I think.
Yeah. And there we go. White pushes even further forward, puts the black rook on a really passive square.
d6.
Oh, yeah. It's now the time to push forward. I guess the black knight would move out the way and hope to contain the energy in the white position. Maybe he's going to do that anyway, bring the knight round to an outpost.
And then maybe g4.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing any jet lag, James, from making the trip here?
Not really, no. You know, I've mostly been actually keeping a U.S. time zone schedule.
Okay.
So
Good morning to you.
Yes.
Yeah, chess players are always, nocturnal anyway.
Type B, yeah.
Type B. Okay. Both sides maneuvering around, building up. Big threat. Knight fork.
Could be some
Wonder why I didn't do it.
long-term damage.
We're getting some sound from Neiman, but probably from earlier. Let's see if we can get it synced. Not saying much right now, though. Right now, he's very concentrated.
Yeah, but he's lost the advantage of the two bishops. He's trying to push forward with his pawns. Now, a couple of questions. If black hits the rook, does he win this central pawn? Or does he just take here and just go super passive, defend his only weakness? And is that enough to make a draw? Opposite color bishops.
Yeah, it's probably going to be flag fest.
Flag
Flag
fest.
fest.
Great party, flag fest. In the meantime, don't take that pawn. There would have been a checkmate on the back rank. Hans Niemann gives up a rook for bishop to break through, gets a pawn in return. And, okay, very strong pawn in return. I like that decision. Gives a check. Playing for the win. Can Galchenko get the rooks off?
Oh, rook takes pawn, though? Oh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, marching the pawn forward.
Not yet, but now. Rook takes pawn. And, oh, that's a blunder. There's a bishop check.
Oh.
Bishop check would have forced black to give up the rook for bishop because this would have
Didn't
ended in
see that.
checkmate.
Wow.
He would have been a clear pawn up, and he's just blundered. Oh, he blundered his bishop from behind. There would have been some nasty checks as well.
Ay, ay, ay. Mistakes being made from both sides right now.
Oh, he's hung his bishop anyway, Hans Niemann.
Oh, he looks shocked.
Does he react? Delayed reaction there, but
Oh, and he gives up.
Wow.
okay. The battle of the two youngsters. Hans Niemann doesn't come out on top. Oh,
I was keeping an eye on his reaction to see if that was something we need to add to our opening sequence here in the Title Tuesday broadcast. We have all this like people hammering the tables and reacting to their blunders, but it was more of like a shocked reaction by Neiman there.
yeah. No chairs were thrown, no mouse damage. In the meantime, Nihal Sarin looks like he's doing the business again, but no time. He's currently 2 knights up. As long as he doesn't get checkmated, he's about to win. Knights defend well. Yeah, very odd. Hans Niemann's normally very kind of blunder. Well, he very rarely blunders. Blunder-free zone, Hans Niemann's chess. But in the meantime, fork down, a rook drops off, and Nihal Sarin gets the win.
Wow. Another win there from Nihal. Faustino also on a perfect 3 out of 3. A whole squad of Indian youngsters at the very top of the scoreboards here. And let's see, how are the candidates doing? Can we see any of them? Yesipenko, he has 3 points, so he's doing well.
Arjun, 3.
Okay. Caruana, where's he?
Ooh, Caruana just stalemated his opponent, so he's on 2.5.
That is painful. That's very rare that we see from the top players.
Oh yeah, that it looks like a bit of an error there from Caruana. He stalemated his opponent. His opponent had 0.2 seconds left.
Oh
Now,
my
Nihal's
gosh.
another one with like 3,300 rating here, but it's not quite. I don't even know if he's 2,700 classical. Like,
He's very much better. Like I feel like he's not playing as much classical chess as he is playing online. Like he's doing this every single week. He is here in the Title Tuesday, and I also feel like that's the nice thing with Title Tuesday, that it kind of gives everyone an opportunity to face the top players on a regular basis, especially when there are big distances and you can't necessarily travel around as easily in the world we have right now. So yeah, Nihal's rating classical over the board needs to catch up to his real level. And in the meantime, we have Yakubov against Faustino here, 2 of the players with a perfect score of 3 points. And this guy, he won the Olympiad a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, with Uzbekistan, and he was 1 game away from qualifying for the candidates during the World Cup. It was funny at the World Cup, there were 2 Uzbeks against each other in the semi-finals. It was Sindarov who triumphed, and then Yakubov also lost the 3rd place playoff, which would have given him a that golden ticket. He's improved a lot in the last 2-3 years alone. But okay, it's going to be fun to see. Interesting start to this game. It transposes to the semi-Slav, where white gives up the bishop pair very early on. But white is quick to break in the center if he wants. And black is slightly behind in development. Still needs one more move now to get castled and changing the pawn structure, Jakubov.
And we see that Norwegian Håvard Haug, who is very talented, super young guy. He's playing against Wesley So. We had him here in the Take offices not that long ago, and he is like a speed demon. And he is playing like 1-minute games blind, 30-second games blind. Yeah, it's amazing to watch.
Wesley So is the one player I wish was in the candidates. It's like that would be, if I could pick any player that's not in the candidates, be in the candidates, it would be Wesley.
Okay.
Like, you know, I think his highest rating was something like the 6th or 7th highest in the history of chess. And people don't really kind of give him that credit, I feel, a lot of the time.
And we haven't seen him play as much like the last years. Like he used to play a lot of these Champions Chess Tour tournaments, and then he hasn't been playing as much online. He used to be like one of the few guys who would be able to beat Magnus in a match because he's so solid and he never really loses many games. But it's very fun to see that he's participating today in the Title Tuesday. I know he hasn't always made a priority out of this tournament, but now he's getting ready to step it up and qualify for the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, and he's going to be at Norway Chess, so maybe you'll see him there, James.
Yeah.
In action. Wesley So. In the meantime, in this game, Jakubov went for the Carlsbad pawn structure, and he launched the minority attack, meaning this pawn going forward, trading off. It's 2 versus 3 on that side of the board, but now black has a isolated pawn, and okay, I'm going to put everyone on the spot again. Which side would we pick? Bishop pair for black, or backward pawn to stare at for white?
I feel like with the bishop on g7, I almost like black, because if you're going to get c5 in eventually and put pressure on the diagonal. Or he'll move the knight, and now c5 also, not here, but you could do knight takes, queen takes c5, and then there's play on the diagonal, although you get the isolated pawn.
Yeah, tactics there. Maybe that's what we see from Faustino. Maybe the white queen can kind of zigzag back and pin that pawn if the variation plays out.
I didn't see that.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think the whole position kind of depends on one tempo. Like if black can break out, black is more than fine. But if not, then black might be suffering long term. Interesting. I think Jakubov playing quickly and playing this type of pawn structure means he's showing a lot of respect to Faustino. He wants to take the tactics out, make it really positional.
And Faustino has a lot of fans among our viewers, as always, and we can see that some of our viewers, they are rooting for him. And he is one of the players that has like the most eyes on him in the world of chess, because he was expected to become the youngest grandmaster ever. Narrowly didn't make that final norm, but it's just a matter of time until he's going to be in the top, I think.
Yeah, just his whole demeanor, his professionalism. I like the fact that he's not like super locked into the chess. So he's actually got other interests. He's kind of very chatty, very.
And you said he's been here on the broadcast?
Yes,
he has. Yeah.
We had him and Magnus here in the studio together, and it was very fun because Faustino, he's been compared to like the Messi of chess. So I asked Magnus, like, okay, what football player would you compare yourself to? And he picked Holland, of course. Like, but that's mostly because they're both Norwegian. And
you should have said Ronaldo.
Yeah, I also thought that would have been more fitting.
But in the meantime, he got that pawn to c5 break in, and now he's backed it up with his rook, with his bishop. He's trying to get
pawn takes pawn forced here because you don't want c4.
Yeah, protect a pass pawn. That would be a big one to allow. Yeah, I think most likely he needs to be pragmatic and take stuff off the board. But then white's definitely not better. Like, yes, black has an isolated pawn, but the bishops more than compensate. Okay, Faustino. Will his army of fans be happy? The white rook dodges. And lots of choice here for black. No threats on the white side. He hits the white rook. What do you make of the lack of increment, James, as a format?
I think it favors the kids. Like, But, you know, I saw Magnus once say something very interesting, which is there shouldn't be an increment. Chess should be a punishing game. Like, it should be hard. Like, don't give any extra advantage to anybody just because if they're good at increment or not. Like, it should punish you if you don't think faster.
Yeah, you've got to move fast, got to trust yourself. But I mean, when I grew up, there's no increment, and I guess
It's those wooden clocks.
Yeah, the wooden clocks.
And back on the ICC, I also felt like 5+0 was like, that was the default.
There only was 5+0.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do 1 and 0, but there was no real increment at the time.
Yeah, so some of the older players are used to it. Hikaru, I think, really loves the lack of increment, for example. But okay, in the meantime, looks like Faustino's been moving things in his favor. The queen, I'm not such a fan of her being in the corner. I guess that's the only way she wouldn't get hit by the black rook again. And
Bishop G7, though,
yeah,
and Knight D4.
the attack will get blocked. I wonder.
You know, there is a lot of evidence, by the way, that the kids think faster. You know, that's why the average peak age for a mathematician is 25 years old. So after that, you don't
That's
really
depressing.
publish your best work. But for a historian or a writer, it's more like 60 years old.
Yeah.
So because then you're better at like extracting wisdom from the patterns you see and so on. But, you know, the computer now with chess gives you a lot of the wisdom. It kind of shows you, oh, you know, these are the ideas.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm playing as young players, I'm always trying to think like, okay, I have more experience than them. Surely that must count for something. But it kind of requires you to get into a situation where experience is like an advantage. And since there's so many possibilities, I feel like, oh, what is this expression from Faustino?
He didn't look happy about something. His position's fine. Maybe he just regretting parting with the bishop pair. But
Well, it just looks kind of drawish now, right?
yeah, it just looks very,
It's
very
completely
level.
symmetric.
Black's slightly more active with the queen, now with the rook. Black is the one who can pull the trigger and kind of take pieces off the board and say draw. But yeah, it does look like not the most thrilling position right now. I think another thing with the young players, I've worked with quite a lot of them, coached some of them, and they trust their instincts more. Like they're so clear in their convictions. Like, but if you ask them why, like they'll say, "Oh, white's better." If you say why, sometimes they struggle to understand. They know it is. It's either good or it's not. That's how they think. When we get older, we analyze, we overthink,
That's interesting, though. Maybe confidence has a certain placebo effect to actually make you play better.
Yeah, that's my theory. But
And do you think they know the history as well? Like, for instance, I saw your analysis a few weeks ago or months ago of Spassky. You know, you did a tribute to him. And do you think they study Spassky's games or Petrosian's games, or is that really done?
I think some of the best ones do. Some of the best youngsters. I mean, they should learn from Magnus, study history. This game's fizzling out to a draw in the meantime. But yeah, I'm always a big fan of the youngsters who know a thing about the past. Because then they have a lot of lessons to draw on. This is the most drawn position we've seen in ages in the meantime.
But would any of these guys go for flagging? Nope, we got the answer already. They repeated the position 3 times. So we can jump into another game. And it is another young Indian superstar playing against Bortnik, who we've also had here in the Take studios. James, we've had so many talented chess players, and now you're here as well.
I played Bortnik about a year ago in the Marshall Chess Club.
How'd that go?
He won.
Okay. I guess you would have probably started that sentence differently had you won the game.
Exactly. Oh, I crushed Bortnik. Easy.
Ooh, big moment, because pawn takes rook is the move he wants to play to keep the black pieces active. But then the white bishop might find itself almost trapped on the side of the board here. If it moves into the center, it also gets hit. So maybe rook takes rook is the safest. White is a pawn up, but he's burning all of his time. Why is he thinking this long? It's not going to be a game-ending decision. Leon-Luc Mendonca needs to get that rook off the board. Is this an internet disconnect? 10 seconds. I mean, he's frozen.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Wait, rook takes rook is still maybe h4, right?
Yeah, but then the white bishop can take this pawn safely, and that would be a pin.
yeah.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Oh, we've just jumped in. Oh, that is stroke of luck for Bortnik. These things happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Disconnects, internet issues. But it's been a while since we've seen one.
Yes, absolutely. And there's still some games going on in this final 4th round before the players have a short break. Let's see the final seconds here for Magsudlu, who's playing against Galchenko, who we watched earlier.
Okay. White
Chaos.
is one up. White's doing very well. And, black's hung a bishop, but it's all about the clock. The black queen's coming in from behind. 6 seconds each. Can he elicit a blunder? Oh, he's pre-moving with the queen. Oh, queen's off, though. Oh, now it's all about checks. Can you deliver a spike check and force your opponent to burn that extra 0.3 of a second? 2 versus 1, 1 second each. No time. And who's going to get flagged? It is... Black who wins 0.1 of a second.
That's crazy.
Depressing.
That is depressing, and it's crazy, and that's what it's like to play without increment in this Title Tuesday format. And now, after these 4 rounds, we can see that at the very top of the standings, it's your favorite player, James.
Yeah, Wesley. Let's see. I'm gonna have to say I want him to win now.
And this could be a very good opportunity for him because we see that Hikaru's not playing this week. Magnus isn't playing this week. A lot of the top guys. I mean, Wesley, he's participating sometimes in Title Tuesday, but you only get points for the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard if you're among the top 10. And that has proven to be a very difficult thing.
Yeah, it really has.
Top 10 of what?
Of all the players.
Yeah.
So Wesley's top 10.
Right now he is, but you see all the players in green at the very end after 11 rounds. They are the ones who can bring back any points to the Champions Chess Tour table, which again qualifies for the Esports World Cup. And I mean, look at the big names that are out of the top 10 at the moment. Duda, we've got Faustino, we've got Sam Sevian. So even Nihal, last week's winner, he currently has 4 points, but it's not even enough on the tiebreaks at the moment.
Oh, is this ordered by the tiebreaks also?
Yes, it is. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Another thing we have here, James, is that we have country standings. So I don't know how the U.S. is doing. I would assume that India surely must be in first place, but closely followed by the United States and Norway.
Even
Number
without
12.
Magnus. Even without Magnus, they're in 12th place.
Håvard Haug is doing an amazing job. Does have 3 points and had to just play against Wesley, so that was tough for him. But Norway's doing well. Sorry, England.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen.
One day.
Now, David, if you are a resident of Norway, could you have the Norway flag?
I don't know. I think we go according to the FIDE flags, and I think I need to live even longer in Norway. They're very strict here if I were to do that. But I'm English. I was born there, and I still play for the team. I can't help. Can't help it.
Do many of the viewers know you're the youngest grandmaster ever in England when you became a GM, right?
Yeah, if they didn't know that, they know that now. My record was surpassed recently, broken. But
like Michael Adams and Nigel Short were a little older?
Old timers, yeah. No, but they're the real legends of English chess.
All right. Well, while the players are having a small break, we can take a look at the Take app. James, we want to show you what's been going on here in the offices. Yes. So I've got my screen currently sharing. So this is the Take app where we have a feed of people's activities. Here we have Sindre, who lost his game, and different members here of the Take team who have posted their things. And I also see here this challenge, David, that we were talking about last week, the B for Brilliant challenge, which is about getting as many brilliant moves as possible. You're back on top.
I'm back on top. That is
so wait, how do you play it? I'm sorry, I don't know the rules for this one.
Yeah.
You connect your chess profiles to this app, the Take app, which we do have the QR code for at the top of our screen, and then your games that you play are like fed in here, and then it analyzes to see who has found the most brilliant moves.
I see.
In the time that we have allotted here.
That's neat. That's a good app.
It ends in 10 days. Ends in 10 days. So you have time, David, but you're currently in front of the next guys here. Look at me. I'm doing so badly. I think I played like 10 games and I only found one brilliant move.
Maybe you're a more positional, strategic player. Maybe you'll win most strategic move. Find the most strategic
I need
move.
to join a different challenge. This one
Find the best endgame move.
This isn't made for me. But what I also can do is I can look at my personal stats to see how that's going. And I'm trying to make some like takeaways because I'm playing the Reykjavik Open on Thursday. So I need to kind of figure out like what should I take with me. And it's saying that my most successful opening is the Sicilian defense with white and the Sicilian defense with black. So that's all I know.
Specialist. That's impressive.
And my opening play was very sharp, and I'm getting some different information here about how I am playing. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, as this app is developed, to get even more like insights to know how I should improve my chess.
So it says you play most accurately with the white pieces instead of the black pieces. Does anybody play? Is that an average discount with the black pieces compared with the white pieces? Like, what's your accuracy, white versus black?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you should go onto my profile and check.
Can I see you?
Maud.
Or can I only see myself?
But I know results-wise, I've analyzed these types of things, and I mean, even the top pros in the world, in classical chess, they'll win only maybe 55% with white, and it tends to be under 50% sometimes with black.
But I wonder though if will that also mean your accuracy is lower? So yeah, black starts off with like a slight disadvantage. So,
and I assume if results are worse, then accuracy must be impacted.
And I'm also very surprised to see here that my endgame is good, because usually I never try to trade off the queens. Like, that's part of my strategy. I shouldn't even be saying this because I'm playing this tournament this week. But
now every kid's gonna be like trading queens.
I get so stressed if there's like an endgame, because I get worried that like I'll end up in something that's not possible to win. I feel like if I have a queen, I can always like make some kind of trick or something will happen. But apparently, I'm not as bad at endgames as I thought. So that was at least encouraging to see. But other than that, you can also see if people are currently playing chess, and you can see different people's game sessions. David, you were apparently playing 21 hours ago. How many games did you then play?
Spying on me, Maud. I only played 4 games. That is
21 minutes.
A record low for me.
That is a record low. We've seen David play for like 60 games in a row in one sitting, which was absolutely crazy.
And David, I've watched your take games on Title Tuesday. I feel like you're too self-deprecating. Like, as soon as you make one bad move, you're like, oh, there I go again. I can't play anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to retire and be a florist.
This is good feedback. And actually, it's something that, like, even when I was more active as a player, people would point out to me. Like, even Magnus, he was like, just why are you doubting yourself? You're still better. Like, yes, you made a mistake and you have to work a bit harder, but you still have an advantage, or, oh, you still have a fine position. Yeah. Magnus always jokes that I play best when I turn off my brain, when I have 1 minute left on the clock and I just trust myself. Overthinking is the worst thing you can do.
So how can you avoid that, or how can you change it?
A lifetime of training and sports psychologist. That's my big regret from my playing days, is that I never spoke to a sports psychologist.
I think Vincent Kamer has said that he has spoken to a sports psychologist, because I think like the mentality that you go into in like very serious games and tournaments, and like how you face pressure is incredibly important. And here we see him playing against Wesley So.
And Gukesh is known to do a lot of sports type coaching.
Absolutely. Or use that. So I'm sure that it's very important in many sports, and I feel like the chess world was almost a bit late to kind of make that realization.
There was a stigma about it. Like, people would say, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm performing my best, but there's always better. And this King's Indian defense, rare guest in Wesley So's repertoire, has now provoked Vincent Keimer into jumping into the center, hitting the black queen, asking for an exchange, and maybe he would take away here, take towards the center, and open up a line for his rook against the backward pawn. Some tactics there, though. Not quite clear what's exactly happening. After the knight exchange, black can take a pawn in the center, try to hit some pawns with his queen. Wesley's calculating, but needs to speed up. Interesting move. Like, I very rarely see...
Have you seen knight d5 before?
No. Not in this exact position, but even in general, it's quite a rare concept in the King's Indian, where piece trades are quite, often only come into effect a bit later.
Oh, and here we see Wesley sitting in the dark, it would seem, and Vincent, he has more lights on in his room.
The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Okay, big hit now on the white pawn. What to do? He doesn't really want to take the knight, I guess, because then black gets a beautiful unchallenged dark squared bishop. But what else? Does he have to trade off bishops? Maybe replace it with a queen with a check. And then defend his pawn.
It's also interesting to see, like, if this move was kind of new by Vincent, that he's willing to use it in Title Tuesday. Like, if this is a good move that perhaps hasn't been studied at the very top level just yet, it says something about how important Title Tuesday is to these players, that they are willing to kind of use newfound resources on what is essentially a blitz online game.
Yeah, I used to use Title Tuesday as the opposite. I would play lines that I knew were bad, just so that my future opponents would think I was...
crazy.
Exactly. But they would underestimate me in the opening.
Okay.
In the meantime, a check. And if the black king moves back, or if this gets blocked by a pawn, white might just defend with his knight. Ooh, much better now suddenly for Vincent Keimer. Maybe there's something even better. Oh, he hits the knight.
Oh, and where is it going to go?
Knight takes pawn. Is he just going to attack that knight, which has no good escape squares? Wow, that's clever. And then he's going to pin it and win it.
Wow.
Oof, that's bad news for Wesley So. If he moves back with his knight, for example, then the white rook is going to start hitting pawns.
But then knight e5.
Yeah, the game goes on, but I don't think it's what he planned.
Wesley is going to be struggling with his development for quite a while more. Oh, and he goes to the side instead.
Oh dear, that does not feel good. Where's that knight going next? He wants to carve out the c5 square for his knight. Can't get there yet. Okay, good start for Vincent Keimer. He's one of those who's going to be looking at the candidates being like, oh, it should have been me.
Yeah, I'm always wondering, now that Matthias Bluebaum has qualified, I mean, Vincent, who's also from Germany, I know that there are rumors that a lot of the German players are supporting Bluebaum, of course, but Keimer, he was a second for Gukesh in the previous World Championship match. Can he support a candidate? Would that be okay?
Conflict of interest, maybe?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And it could have been him because he actually had that direct encounter against Bluebaum in the Grand Swiss. Totally winning position, one move blunder, and allowed Bluebaum off the hook.
How long does it take to get over something like that?
Lifetime for Bluebaum.
Oh, no. Then he needs to talk to a mental coach.
Exactly. But, okay, White's just getting ready to
Knight g5 here?
Yeah. I think knight g5 as well, even on the previous move, like there were tactics like bishop takes bishop and then the knight coming in and rook takes pawn ideas, but he's setting it up.
Oh, and Galchenko, who we've been following in several games now, who just won on time in the previous game, and now he wins in just 30 seconds. So he's doing very well today, the Russian international master.
Wow, 16 moves
No,
against...
knight g5 here.
Oh.
What do you do?
Can the knight come in?
Knight g5, bishop b7, bishop b4. Or bishop b5, I mean.
Oh, wow. So the knight comes in, the black bishop has to try and save itself, go back, and white could have jumped in. That was very, very strong, James. You should be playing this week. You're on fire.
Yeah, I practiced my tactics before I came here, so I got...
You have a very tactical view. Like when you're suggesting moves, it's always something kind of crazy and something very tactical.
That's because positionally I'm horrible, so I have to do something.
Chess is 99% tactics. That's what they say. I think he just got so attracted by this free pawn that he's about to win, Vincent, that he got distracted from the beautiful outpost the knight could have sunk its teeth into. Instead, just a pawn up. Everyone and anyone would benefit from a good mental coach. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Chess players, we need to stop being stubborn.
That's why Gukesh was so smart. Like, I guess he used Paddy Upton, who's this cricket coach, and who didn't know anything about chess. But you don't need to necessarily know about chess to be a sports coach.
Yeah. It's more about like the situation of like having a lot of pressure, being quite young, playing a world championship match. Like those experiences can be very related to other sports as well, I'm sure. But yeah, probably a very, very good idea by Gukesh.
In the meantime, Wesley So is suffering. Not much to do. I guess he's going to try and take this pawn at least and hope.
Then rook takes.
But the white rook gets in, yeah. And then there's all sorts of threats on the 7th rank. Okay, he hits the queen. She is a bit stuck, but she's going to grab this pawn. So 2 pawns up now, Vincent.
Yeah.
Just to get the queens off, Wesley was willing to give away 2 tempi with his rook. Hitting this pawn now. If he can get this pawn and bring his knight back, then maybe some drawing chances.
Okay.
Feels a bit unlikely.
But Vincent has so much time, and look at this move. Must have done some calculation now to see if that pawn is going to make it all the way over. Should there be a trade? Yeah, it doesn't even take it.
Bishop b5 here.
Oh, James with all the tactics. That's a beautiful move. And then checkmate on the back rank.
No.
Is that just a knockout? It does look super strong.
He must see that, right? Because then he wins a piece.
It's winning.
You know, James, sometimes when we have visitors here, they are playing in like Magnus's office if he's not here. And oh no, it didn't do it.
He sees the right idea. Like bishop takes pawn, there's still back rank checkmate, but he wants to do it with the pawn instead.
Oh.
But Maud, you were saying, yeah.
No, but sometimes we watch players sitting in the booth here, and some players do way better than they usually do. And now I feel like now that you're sitting here in the studio and you're calling all these tactical moves, don't you think you would have done well? How many points did you say you expected of yourself? 2 points? You must be able to get more than that.
I'm going for 3 points if I'm playing Title Tuesday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because you know what? Also, though, when you're actually playing, to be fair, you get nervous.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. And especially when you're sitting in Magnus's office with his picture of his wife on her wedding day next to you.
You don't feel the power, though, of being in Magnus. Like, I'm in Magnus's office. Nobody's going to beat me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always nice. Like, that's why I prefer commentary. You kind of have, you relax, you see things that you otherwise wouldn't see. You can be nice and objective.
Yeah.
No emotion. But in the meantime, Vincent's doing a great job of converting his advantage.
F4s. Okay, from a strategic perspective, wouldn't that? Oh, that was good too, obviously.
Yeah, he comes in though. He's got more pawns in mind. 3-pawn advantage. This knight is hit. This bishop is hit. I think that might be game over. There we go.
Wow.
Vincent Keimer, one-sided
Very solid game.
Very impressive. Wesley just maybe a bit too passive in the opening.
Absolutely. And
So that knight t5 though was interesting because you kind of had to do knight takes knight. It seemed.
Yeah, I think Wesley, the King's Indian defense, it's never really been something he's gone to. So maybe experimenting a bit too much.
Wasn't one of Hikaru's famous King's Indian wins against Wesley? It was like Wesley and Gelfand, and Anand. It's like Hikaru's 3 big King's Indian wins.
And he won against Kramnik a few times in a row. He used to always get beaten by Kramnik in the King's Indian. Suddenly he turned it around.
wow.
He won like 4 games in a row in classical chess as black.
And look at the crowd we've got at the perfect 5 out of 5 points right now. I mean, this Galchenko guy, who really is not one of the most known names in this field, is doing very well. And then in addition, we've got Arjun Erigaisi, we've got Bortnik, who's always doing well in Title Tuesday, it feels like. Shimanov. Yeah, there's becoming more of a split now between the very top and the guys who are following.
Yeah, and a couple of games remaining, just the flag fest in the
Yes.
other games. But yeah, it looks like the Fabulous 5 right now. And okay. No, I thought there was...
Yeah,
I
it
thought
was just Cameron got a
changing.
little bit better tie breaks
Yeah.
from someone he played doing better. And in just a moment, we're going to have the 6th round pairings. But there's always this also question, James, like, will anyone manage to get a perfect 11 out of 11 score? It's only been done once by Magnus on the 11th
once?
game week.
I didn't know that.
After they changed the format
Okay.
to not have the increment. It's very, very difficult because you have to avoid all these time scrambles. You kind of have to be a little bit lucky to win every single game.
You know, I guess the argument against, or the argument for the increment is that the quality of the games is better. But I think if you're playing Blitz to begin with, you're not, like, quality is not the first.
Yeah.
It's not like where everybody's like reading books of Title Tuesday games or anything.
No.
It's not the candidates tournament.
Yeah, and the other thing is that it gives us a very predictable time when the next round is starting because the game only lasts exactly 10 minutes. And here we're going to see 2 of the top guys playing against each other. Nihal with 4.5 points. He has a huge incentive to try to win and pass Kamer.
Okay, and we're going to see a Tarash variation of the Queen's Gambit declined. Which structure are we going to go for? Is White just going to support his pawn in the center? Bringing the bishop out is a trendy move, tricky one. Normally they capture in the center, and after some exchanges, the White Queen coming out, they call it the Berlin of 1d4. Very, very heavily analyzed. So Nihal is going to take back.
Is it very drush, the same way the Berlin is?
Yeah, often the queens, there were some variations where the White Queen comes out and later takes the Black Queen. The Black King gets lured off its starting square, but yeah, Nihal tends to try to avoid mainline theory. And it's actually transposed to a variation of the English opening. But okay, we'll see who this favors. Will Nihal just continue developing his pieces? Will he bring his rook out, maybe? It's likely to get a symmetrical pawn structure once these 2 pawns disappear. Okay, he plays the waiting game, not bringing out his bishop, just waiting for black to take first to save a tempo.
And
You know, people always say that in this case, to save a tempo. Does the tempo really mean anything? Like,
No, it's a pride thing, I think.
yeah.
We don't want to be seen that we're losing tempi.
yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
Uh-oh.
maybe it's the pride is costing him too much now.
he wants to trap this rook. So what's bad about this? Looks logical.
Knight a6.
Yeah, but it can't just be a defensive move because White can take this pawn back and say, okay, it's equal again. Okay, Vincent finds a good move. Maybe he's just going to break out in the center, and actually, If black gets this move, hitting the bishop, he can also get this move, and the knight is trapped.
Oh.
Wait, there must be tactics. Maybe when the queens come off the board, white's knight does have an escape square.
They're both sitting in the same way with the resting their head in their hands. Kind of looks like they're playing a classical game when they're sitting like that.
Oh, so now there's a threat.
Big threat.
Just knight d6 though.
Yeah, the knight can come in. It might get pinned. Might get pinned though. Yeah, the threat is to push this pawn and then to trap the white knight.
Oh, maybe b4.
I like this one. No retreat. Hit the bishop. That's quite a logical one, I think, as well.
How come sometimes it doesn't show the video of them? Like, do they turn it off to go to sneeze or something?
No, it's just like the feed, because we do have the video of possibly 400 players. So it's just really like a technical limitation. They have to have the cameras on at all times.
I see.
So these cameras are originally used. They weren't originally broadcasted to anyone either. It was just for the people who are hosting the Title Tuesday tournament, the refs, so to say, to see that no one else is in the room with them, and they had to share their sound so that they could tell that nobody was giving them any moves. Really was an anti-cheating measure, and then we've been able to use these pictures as well for the broadcast, which
I feel like that made it harder to play in Title Tuesday because now you got to buy all these cameras. Like how many? Then you got to set it up technically.
You need to have 2 cameras. Yeah, you need to have an extra camera that you scan with your phone, QR code, and then you set it up like behind you somewhere. So yeah, they take anti-cheating very seriously. So I don't think you'd be able to use Deep Blue in this tournament without getting caught.
I'm innocent for 34 years now. So
When was the first time you admitted that to someone?
I wrote it in New in Chess actually about a couple years ago.
Okay.
So until then, it was a deep secret.
Wow. I thought this was like an exclusive that we were getting here
Yeah,
in Title Tuesday. Okay. Very interesting position. Like a lot of pieces concentrated on the queen side. This bishop can be captured at any moment. No rush though. Slightly annoying pin.
But it's interesting that like the views on cheating have kind of changed, like their definition, because when I was younger, it was also normal, like if people had siblings, like the people would share an account. And now, like in this day and age, that would not be okay. And playing with a computer, obviously not okay. So it's gotten quite serious. Oh, we're hearing some sounds from Nihal,
So just
who's
the yawn.
usually singing. What is he saying?
Oh,
He had some reaction there.
very sharp ears to catch that. In the meantime, Vincent, it feels like he might have overextended. Like there's a lot of holes in the black camp. Like especially when pieces come off. The one thing he doesn't want to do is to push his pawn forward to break the pin, but he might have to a bit later. Bishop pair, we keep talking about it.
Would you ever consider like f3 here?
Tactics, yes. Yeah, it's very interesting, pawn to f3, taking advantage of this pin, trying to open up the rook.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you, James, to find a positional move at some point in this game.
That's hard
You've
for me.
proven
Well,
yourself.
We can see.
You've proven yourself in the tactics department.
He's going to challenge the rooks.
Yeah, that's just rook d1.
Yeah.
I would go for.
There we go.
If there's a positional move, maybe h3. I don't know.
I do get, I've been kind of a coach slut almost. Like I've gone from coach to coach to coach, and everybody does say, look, you have to find positional moves. Like it's better just to get in a good position and then play positionally.
But
It's
just,
less risky.
yeah, it's picking the moments tactics. I wish they existed in every position, but it's just
Yeah.
it's kind of 2-3 moves a game. You might get that opportunity.
Ooh, he is willing to give up the bishop pair, it seems like. Oh, no, but he's threatening another bishop as well. Okay.
Because otherwise, yeah, black would snap this off in a heartbeat. And big threat of a pin as well. The bishop saves itself first. Now what's Nihal going to do with his piece? It's not so obvious that white's advantage is long term here. Black's got a beautiful square for the knight later.
And both of them have spent quite a bit of time in this middle game phase. Oh, and he does advance all the way with his knight.
Yeah. no rush to take this. Normally, I think you want to wait as long as possible.
Or F4.
Oh, F4. Taking advantage of the pawn needing to defend its knight, but H3. Giving the king some luft, some air. Makes a lot of sense.
I was thinking about F4 there, though.
Yeah. James, you're spotting all the tactics today. F4 there would have been a great move.
I'm going to be a candidate next week, so.
We'll see you, when one of the players withdraws, you're flying out to Cyprus. Okay, some exchanges, but now black's better. The advantage has changed hands. Just this pawn alone is just super strong if it can stay on the board.
Oh, massively better according to the chess engine. And Vincent, he has almost the same amount of time as Nihal now. He was a minute down earlier. So Nihal has been spending a lot more time as the game has started to go into Keimer's favor.
Yeah, now knight takes pawn. There are tactics on the board. The black knight would come and hit the white rook. The white rook would be forced to step just to defend its knight.
Knight e4 then? Oh, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, maybe knight e4, but also just a pin on the D line. Oh, we're going to see this, and Nihal gives up the exchange. Desperation.
And another pawn.
Niemann is back on track. He's at 5 out of 6 points now. He has managed to make a comeback after his loss that we did see here on our screen.
Vincent's a huge favorite with the time situation. Rooks are so easy to move around in a time scramble.
Yeah, Nihal spending so much time into this position here. Surely has squandered a lot of his chances.
Okay, he's pawn hunting though. I don't like what Vincent Keimer did. Like, why allow an exchange on this square? Like, the bishop was a decent piece. The knight wasn't amazing. Now he's got isolated pawns.
Has he become too fixated on the clock, Vincent?
Maybe, but maybe that's just a
How
great
come black
strategy.
never goes for the rook takes a3?
Yeah, I think he's waiting for the right moment. But yeah, his rook was too passive. I agree. He should have done that 7-8 moves ago. In the meantime, black is now apparently winning. If the white bishop ever moves, the rook is getting in.
Oh.
White is just totally stuck. Okay.
But still, they're both down to almost 30 seconds. Could be a time scramble, but now this rook is trying to get through and get grab of the pawn in front of the king.
That seems like it almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Sudoku puzzle, how to get that rook in the correct position.
Exactly. The white king is just defenseless. Oh.
Oh,
Wait.
How
there
is he
a
getting
miracle
out?
draw?
What?
Oh, wow. And they repeat the position.
wait,
What was
could
going
he
on?
not get out of that?
What?
King h7? I don't understand.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just get out of that check?
Maybe stepping to this
Oh,
square.
and rook takes pawn maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then move the king forward on the
But
next
king
check.
h6, rook h8, and then king g7.
Yeah.
He had a way out.
Wow.
Okay, will we see a perpetual check here? White's a rook down. Will Fedosey flag Duda? He's not going for the draw.
Oh, look at Duda.
Or is he? Duda looks so upset. We've seen Duda curse before and gets flagged.
Oh, and there's some curses coming here as well. Sadly, we cannot hear them right now, but we can see it on his face.
Yeah.
And we've heard him say it before. I won't repeat it. But he's not one to keep quiet when he's upset with results. And that's
Polish.
yes. And that does mean that we only have 2 guys on the perfect 6 out of 6 so far, and that is Bortnik and Arjun Ergaisi. They are the only 2 who have won all of their games. Oh, I see that Håvard Haug, the Norwegian hope, the Norwegian youngster. I think he is maybe 15, 16 years old. Very impressive with 5 out of 6, actually in front of Hans Niemann there, who also has 5 points. But it is up to the 2 players with 6 points to see who will remain at the perfect score.
Okay, Arjun Ergaisi against Alexander Bortnik. We see a d4 opening and interesting invitation asking Arjun here just to step forward and take the center. We could have seen a Pietz or a Philidor defense. Or maybe we'll still see that. And yeah, interesting. Both players playing very flexible stuff in the opening. Looks like a Philidor is incoming. If white and black both step forward. There we go. Bortnik's got such a well-defined opening repertoire. Like, he's got a blitz repertoire that he knows inside out. This is, yeah, back in the day when I was playing actively, this was frowned upon for black. It's just a bit passive, not too ambitious, but now it's regarded as a good way to keep all the pieces on the board and to actually play for a win.
And Eric,
What would you
guys?
do as black? Like, what's the strategy?
To expand on the queen side, I think there's two plans. If white tries to stop any expansion, then black fixes the queen side, takes off the pawns in the center and gets a nice strong knight on the c5 square. If not, then black often slowly advances. And here we go. We might see that plan. There's two ideas
And
here.
do you agree with the computer seems to like this because of the like computer seems to always favor space. And so do you agree with what the computer says here?
I rarely disagree with the computer these days. But yeah, I think it's required to go a bit deeper, to dig very deeply into this type of position to understand the plans. First time I ever had this with white was at my first ever British Championship. I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I got this position. I was like, what's white supposed to do? Like, what's the plan? It's just very slow.
And what is white's plan, actually? Yeah, it's a good point.
Still to this day, I struggle.
I have no idea, yeah.
I think
This is the funny thing about space is that you get the goal of space, but then what do you do with it? It's hard to really figure out what to do.
Exactly.
I also feel like it's easier to kind of use space if you've traded off some of the pieces so that you kind of get some access to kind of put your pieces on good squares in the middle. Right now, it's like there's just so many pawns left. Like, where are they going to advance these pieces? But Arjun playing very quickly so far, at least. I mean, when you have a lot of space, at least you can make quick moves because you can just kind of, you have so many places to put your pieces.
So many options. Yeah. The cramped side tends to have fewer alternatives. And here we go. This is one of the main plans. The knight comes to a semi-stable square. Put some pressure on the center here on white's pawn.
And you're going to try to do bishop e6 just to trade some pieces?
Trade some pieces, alleviate the space problem. Maybe a rook in the center as well will add pressure. Yeah, it's very flexible for black, but Arjun's slowed down for the first time now. Often white tries to set up or prepare this pawn break at the right moment. I'm not sure exactly when that is though.
Is that a thing now? E5 now?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I guess so. Why trade the e5 or e4 for d6?
You could argue that they're kind of as weak as each other, but yeah, why not build up first? All white's pieces look so beautiful, but where to go? Black does play that move you mentioned, getting rid of the bishops. Maybe the bishop should drop back, not sure. There we go. Keeps the pieces on the board. And okay.
I would kind of be scared here for white, actually. Like, it feels like white's goal is to just hold on to this space, and black could just keep poking.
I agree. And okay, that's why he tries to change the pace of the game, Arjun. He does trade off these central pawns, so their tactics. This is very awkward for black. But maybe he can just sidestep with his queen at some point. Maybe just back up his knight with his other knight. Yeah, this type of position is so nuanced. Like in a classical game, you would argue that maybe it's slightly easier to be white, but in blitz, it's quite high responsibility. Bortnik, every time I watch him, he's down at like 1 minute, and then he suddenly levels up and speeds up and becomes a real demon.
Bortnik, he has gotten a lot of good placements in Title Tuesday. Arjun still hasn't won and would love to get a lot of points. I've seen Arjun be among the top 10, getting some points for the Champions Chess Tour standings, but he would obviously love to do even better. He has been one of the top 5 players in the world for a really long time now, Arjun, so it's always a little bit surprising that he actually seems to be performing better over the board and in real life than
been
online.
over 2800, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was number 3 at one point, or number 2.
Yeah. It does feel like he's regarded as like a bit of an Iceman, no nerves and everything, but in critical rounds he has faltered a few times.
Yeah.
Almost making it to the candidates on several occasions, never quite getting there. And okay, big threat for the first time in the game. Bishop takes knight due to the pin. How to guard against that?
Ooh.
Not many great squares for the knight to move to. Okay, there we go. Defends its fellow knight. How to up the pressure. Knight into the center looks very logical.
Oh, but maybe knight takes knight.
Oh yeah, I forgot where the white queen was hanging. Maybe the rook would just recapture. Okay, he wants the other knights off.
Okay, could be a lot of trades suddenly.
Queen gets out of the pin. Very logical. Not great according to the computer.
And Arjun has been playing so fast as well. Like, he has such a big time advantage. So many pieces left on the board still.
Yeah. I've never felt more crushed in over the board blitz than I did when I played Arjun Erigaisi a few years ago. Like, I've played Magnus many times, Hikaru many times, and I always feel like I'm not totally dead. I always have a little bit of a chance. But Arjun, like, when he's on form, he's so quick.
Yeah.
It's scary. And okay, now the knight's coming towards the king side. Oh,
Bishop takes G7.
Oh.
bishop takes,
Master of tactics.
and the follow-up.
Rook takes knight.
Rook takes knight,
Bishop
aiming
takes
to
knight
land a check.
F6.
Oh.
There you go.
Wonderful.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to calculate there. There would be a knight hanging in the center after the rook takes the black knight. I think his the way he's doing it is even stronger. He's going to finesse it without even sacrificing his bishop. He's going to take this knight and land in. Or maybe even deflect the queen even further.
If rook takes
Oh,
knight
yeah, the
position.
queen is almost trapped.
Yeah, how to get... Is this queen trapped? So close. She's got this square.
Or rook D4? No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, rook D4, then bishop B. Oh, no, you can't do that. Yeah, rook D4 maybe.
Yeah, queen takes pawn.
Bishop D3.
Yeah, it feels like he's hunting the queen
Knight F6.
successfully.
Oh, but he's maybe didn't find the best move there, but he is kind of prioritizing playing quickly to pressure Bortnik still on the clock, which is also a very important aspect when they're playing without increment like they are here.
And James, I don't normally do this, but I turned on the computer and rook to d4, winning move.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Best
wow.
move.
Interesting.
Again, you found it. And he's going for tactics, the ones you mentioned, but now the white knight drops off and it's less clear suddenly. At least black's a pawn up. He's got something to suffer for if he can survive the next few moves, Bortnik.
Yeah, should Arjun focus on the clocks now, keep his advantage there at least?
Rook takes bishop C4.
Yep, it's coming. Oh, he takes the other rook. Very interesting from Bortnik. Now bishop c4 is not an... Whoops, bishop c4 is not an immediate threat.
Oh, what about rook A4? Queen takes pawn, bishop D3. Queen takes bishop, bishop H7.
Okay, he's threatening to trap the queen now at least, so the question is, how is he going to save himself?
Oh, apparently it's a mistake. Why is this move wrong? I don't see it immediately. It's not obvious at all. Like, it feels like it's something to do with this diagonal or this diagonal. Weak spots. But how to attack?
Maybe rook H4.
Going for this pawn makes sense. Maybe in some positions you can play rook to the 7th rank.
Oh,
yeah.
that's very
Targets.
nice. But now, could it be that he's going to spend too much time looking for the perfect moves?
Oh, yeah, clock's leveled out. Grabbing pawns, Bortnik. And now, even winning, there is a threat, and he blocks it with his bishop.
Oh, but
Is
rook
Bortnik going to be
takes-
able to turn this
rook
whole
takes
game
bishop.
around?
Rook takes
The rook
bishop.
takes bishop is like a draw, though.
But maybe he should just be happy with a draw at this point.
I think he would love a draw, Arjun Erigaisi, right now. He drops his rook back, and oh, it's going from bad to worse. Queen's off the board. He's left this one as a runner. Black's 2 pawns up. He can't trade queens. He's 2 pawns down. Wow.
Time scramble.
Arjun,
It's going to
it's
be a
all gone
time
wrong.
scramble. And I don't think that's going to go well for Arjun Erigaisi.
We've seen so many Bortnik wins.
Yeah,
in
he's
time
so good at
scrambles.
this part.
He was the only one who flagged Nihal Sarin last week.
Oh, no. And the moves are so easy for Bortnik as well. Marching his pawns, they're well supported by each other, by the bishops, by everything.
Yeah, pushing pawns is the best thing to do in these time scrambles. So easy. Oh, pre-moves are about to start happening.
Oh.
Oh, he just needs bishops off the board.
But he does have 13 seconds. Anything can happen when players have this little time.
Yeah, Arjun is fast too. He's going to land a check.
He is very quick.
Oh, but now the pawns are rolling. Now the pawns are rolling.
Oh.
Queen will soon be born. White's bishop is totally out of it. Tries to get it back in the game, gives itself up.
Oh.
Bortnik's
taking
got 6
chances.
seconds.
Oh, is that enough time?
Queen is born. Where's the checkmate? He's going back and forth. He's pre-moving now. He pre-moves a check. He's going to take the rook.
Oh.
He's going to get everything off the board. He's coming in for the checkmate. He's got so much time now.
Oh.
Bortnik.
Wow.
So speedy.
Could have been scary to see some stalemate situations, but here we see Håvard Haug. Let's go Norway. Sorry to be rooting for one of the players, but he has a minute against just 18 seconds for Artemiev. Would be an amazing win by Håvard Haug, but I guess the position objectively is a draw.
Total draw, total fortress. Black can just pre-move, and there we go. The pro move there would have been playing 49 moves with just the bishop, and then giving up your pawn, playing another 50 moves.
But I think Artemiev here with 17 seconds, maybe that was enough. When you have opposite color bishops, you can just kind of make those quick moves. Never have to think really about what you're doing.
And actually, these two squares that are highlighted right now, he can pre-move those forever. There's no way to take advantage of the bishop moving to those two squares. So draw a fair result. Apparently,
that was an 186 move game. So Horvat has already been trying to win that. So he did his best, but
Bortnik, the only one at 7 points now.
Bortnik in the lead alone. And it is Rasulov from Azerbaijan. He is the closest one with 6.5. And then there's a huge field of players with 6 points who would love for somebody to stop Bortnik. And let's see if Rasulov could be... This is not Rasulov, this is Terry. Let's see if we can get the correct cameras there. But we do have a camera of Bortnik now. Seems like he's in a good mood with a perfect start to this tournament so far for him.
So what's to stop someone like Bortnik from pursuing classical more? Like, is it just that his skills are for blitz, or he doesn't get invited to the tournaments? Like, why isn't he getting invited to the big classical tournaments?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess you can ask that of many players around the 26 to 2650 mark. I know Bortnik specialized in blitz ever since he was young. I remember playing him back in the ICC days where I thought I was young, and then I started playing against this person with 96 in their title, and I was like, wait, this kid is very quick. I mean, I was there myself. I was always between 2650 and 2710 for, what was it, 9-10 years, and I never got invited to a closed tournament once. I never.
And what do you think? What do you think that is? Like, do you need to sort of hang out with the organizers more? Like, is it a psychological thing?
Nepotism does exist, definitely. I mean, there's so much competition nowadays. Now it tends to be the players who have the connections, or the federations give them the backing.
Yeah, Norway Chess, for example, like they often had a focus on inviting a player from Norway or from the Nordics, having some kind of qualifier to see like who gets that final spot. That's not going to be like the top player, but even they have moved towards a direction of, we just want the top guys. That's what brings the eyeballs to the chess tournament. But I guess like immediately when you're not in the top 10, top 15, it's very difficult to be invited.
Yeah, and I mean, if we think about Ukraine for Bortnik, they've got so many strong players, both historically and even now. They've got some really great young players. So,
but he's created some notoriety by winning these Title Tuesdays.
Yes. Absolutely. And his goal now is to qualify for the Esports World Cup, which in that sense, like when we do have these kind of qualification systems, then we'll see some of these players like Bortnik, like Lazovic, for example, who also hasn't really, as far as I know, been invited to these top tournaments, but he's constantly doing very well.
It's amazing because he was a World Blitz championship, right? Champion, right? Or a Rapid, one of those.
Yeah, some of these like very young champions, like they're not able to be invited to these top tournaments because the top 10 has remained the same for so long. Yeah. But these qualifying methods, they enable some of these other guys to play.
Yeah, and it's a choice as well. Like, would Bortnik rather be his own boss, where he can stream at home anytime he wants and earn hopefully enough to make a decent living? Or do you go to tournaments 2 weeks at a time where there's no guarantee, where often you have to pay your own way? It's
FIDE World Cup, for example, where you might set aside many weeks of your life to play something and then you get knocked out.
That's right. Oh, I've been there too many times.
Oh.
In the meantime, this opening was a Jabava London system, something that Bortnik has become known for. He's done several video courses on the opening with his good friend Daniel Naroditsky. And from that, it looks now more like a Queen's Gambit. And okay, this trade in the center that's likely to occur will lead to...
What happens there on
symmetry.
E5? Am I missing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're missing there.
Pawn takes, bishop takes, b5.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether queen trade will first do anything. Maybe the idea after pawn capture is queen takes queen, rook takes, and the knight coming back to take this pawn. We'll find out the answer to your question, James.
Yeah,
bishop takes pawn would have been a nasty fork.
Oh, we hear some singing.
Finally. First time today. Maybe black's going to throw away this pawn to try and damage the white structure. Nope.
Arigaisi, he's on a tilt. He just lost the second game in a row. He gets checkmated. Blunders massively after losing previous game against Bortnik. Very painful for Arigaisi to go from being on top of the leaderboard. Now it's going to be a lot to catch up now.
Just 25 moves, and the Black King ended up on the H4 square in that game.
Jeez, that doesn't sound good.
That was not good.
We often play,
Give
James.
me 7 you will play. If I play, I will play Give me 7.
Guess the game. Guess the song.
Black.
And I couldn't recognize what that song was.
We need more.
Something about comeback.
Maybe B5. Castle. Surprise.
He was saying for sure his opponent would put the king in the center, where it kind of belongs, especially with queens off the board. But now white has a small advantage due to the fact the black king is probably a bit offside in any races. A bit later, it takes ages to get back into the center. White is the one with targets in mind.
Rasulov majorly up on the clock still going into this endgame. Question is, will it matter that much?
Yeah, I wasn't sure of Bortnik's decision to start trading these rooks. It feels like he was slightly ahead in piece development. Maybe he should have been accelerating the play, going forward with his knight, trying to improve his bishop.
Does this look very drawish to you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to find ways to get excited here. But if the black king gets into the center, which it will now, or will soon, feels like everything's covered. I think I'd slightly pick white, just like the evaluation bar says, because it feels like white is risking less. But now the black king is coming to cover the dark squared weaknesses. Or so it seems. King across, the white knight's going to infiltrate with a check. Rasulov, I grew up playing against him many times, and he's super solid. He tends to be very good in these types of positions.
Great.
Now, do you know some of these players from like childhood, because you've been playing in so many World Youth Championships and things like that?
Yeah, I think I first met Rasulov. I think I even played against him in World Under 10 or World Under 12 championship.
World Under 12.
It's a long, long time ago. And he's always been very steady. Like he never kind of made it into the 2600s or never made it as a star on the Azerbaijan team, but he was always very well respected, very principled, hard to beat. Okay, this is an odd configuration of knights.
Yeah.
Okay, one of them gets off the back rank.
And does then stop that check that perhaps Bortnik was threatening. Bortnik is making some advances.
Wait, I could take.
Oh.
Probably. I could.
He could have taken the bishop, but he didn't.
Yeah. Maybe he regrets allowing this bishop into the center now. He wanted to use this diagonal for his own bishop.
Oh.
But
never a good feeling. And now he's down to a minute. Rasulov has 1.5 minutes. Could mean something. It's a bit of a time advantage.
Yeah, that's a crazy high rating. 32.46 for Bortnik. Wow. Okay.
Who's the highest rated right now on chess.com?
Hikaru, usually.
Usually Hikaru.
That's 3,400 on a good day.
Then it's normally Magnus, and then below that, it tends to rotate between like Hans Niemann, Alireza, Faustino. I think it's almost up there now. Okay, pawns are rolling. White's making progress.
Yeah. Both on the board and on the clock situation. I mean, now the time advantage is only about 11 seconds.
Yeah, this is interesting. If white gets this pawn break, like, he might capture it away from the center.
I'm going to try to win it, we just heard him say. Bortnik advancing his pawns.
Time scramble.
It's going to be a time scramble.
Check. Check. Repeating.
Oh, nope. Not from Bortnik. He doesn't want to repeat the position.
Oh, there's so many tactics now. Can black take that pawn, for example? Try to deflect the black... deflect the white pawn from the knight's defense.
I'm going to keep Bortnik's sound on because he does have a tendency to be quite loud in the final moments of the game. Oh, and he's advancing. He's going to put a pawn very far, close to being a new queen. If he can remove that pawn in front of it.
Yeah, tactics now in the air, but it is a big risk. This pawn could just stick out and become a weakness itself. Whoa, knight into the corner. That is an odd move. The knights are clumsy for white, and whoop, is this knight going to be trapped?
B5, yeah.
It looked like b5 was a very strong move, pushing the pawn and going for the knight in the corner with the king, but he let it out. He's just trying to play quick, sensible moves here, Rasulov. He's flagged me many a time online, and now the white pawns are weak. The black king is the quicker to the center. Oh, black's going to zugzwang white there. The white king had to give way, the knight had to give way. Pawn drops.
It's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, 6 seconds. Looks hopeless. Black is just marching.
Oh.
Bortnik knows it, body language.
Ёбаный в рот, блядь. Что я сделал, нахуй?
How's your Russian games?
Oh, I didn't hear. What did he say?
Something that I didn't understand, but something that sounded unhappy.
Yeah, whatever's been said at the end here is probably not a positive word from Bortnik, who is passed by Rasulov, who's in the lead alone with 7.5 points. But suddenly the field becomes open to so many more players now. Niemann, Nihal, Fedoseev, big names have almost caught up to Rasulov, only a half point behind. So whoever he's playing in the next round will be very inspired to try to win. And even Caruana coming up now with 6.5 points. Bluebaum, the candidates, Yasipenko, they're catching up now as we have only a couple of rounds left.
Yeah, Rasulov's done everyone a favor, like just by opening up the pack. And now everyone's going to be hoping that whoever faces him next will do them a favor.
I feel like everyone's discounting, though, Rasulov. It's like, okay, he's not going to win. He's first, so everybody now opens up for everybody else.
Yeah, we kind of are doing that. But that's because look at the names. I mean, like, look at the chess celebrities that we have in the chasing pack behind Rasulov. I mean, what is his rating approximately, David? Do you say that he never passed 2,600?
I think he's always been high 2,500s as long as I've known him. I'm going to check right now.
And I feel like that can't possibly be enough against this field of players that have been above 2,800. I mean, surely some of them are going to catch up to him.
Well, at least 3 players there have been above, like Caruana, Arjun, Wesley, have been above 2,800.
Yeah, Rasulov's peak rating, 2560.
Wow.
Currently 2520. So he has been an online specialist for many years.
What's Bortnik's rating?
Ooh, in my mind, he's always like around 2600. I'll do a quick check.
Yeah. We can't expect everyone to know everyone's ratings at all given moments.
2604, I was right.
2604, all right. Wow, but that is like lower than I would expect compared to how he's playing here.
Yeah, and he can beat anyone on his day, that's the thing. But I think maybe less consistent than some of the Hikarus or Wesleys or MVLs. Yeah, a bit more up and down, I would say, Bortnik, and I think he would agree. But very dangerous as a player.
And now that the players have finished the 8th round and we have a leader, they're going to have a very short break and we are going to sum up the action so far. All right. And with only 3 rounds remaining, David, who is your favorite if you have to pick someone here?
Yeah, we always do this, right? We always guess at the second break. I will say Nihal to do a double.
Oh, wow. 2 tournaments in a row. That would be very impressive. Only done by Magnus as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
And what about you, James?
I'm going to double down on Wesley. Like, I'm just going to...
Yeah, you called that early.
That involves other people making mistakes because you'd have to have this whole pack of 7s fall apart.
Yeah, but at the same time, like a lot of these guys with 7 points are going to meet each other and maybe they can create some opportunities. And I also feel like Caruana, now I see him in 11th place. Like, surely this must motivate him to see that there's a chance for him.
Yeah,
so there's 7 people, right? Obviously 7 people with 7 or above. And so that means just 3 rounds, half of them are out. So, I mean, they've been hurt. So potentially in the final round could decide the winner.
And we've seen also what's interesting in these final rounds is, do the players go for a quick draw or do they really try to win the game, but then they risk falling out of the top 10, risk getting no points for the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard? Yeah, it's a difficult decision when you're playing in a field of 400 players. And we're not sure what's the best strategy. Neiman, for example, maybe he should try to get some points this week.
Yeah, definitely. And James, we tend to say that 9.5 is the magical number. So if you get 9.5, if you have good tie breaks, you're very likely to win the tournament. Occasionally it's more than that. But if we look at the scores, if Wesley wins all of them, he's got good tie breaks. He's at the top of his score pack. I could see that happening. Rasulov probably knows in the back of his mind that 2 or 2.5 points might be enough for him. But
so I don't know how to say that guy's name, but Wesley's probably going to play Sidipov. So if he takes out that guy, and by the 10th or 11th round, he'd be going for it.
Exactly. I think, it's easy to say, I need to win, I need to draw, I do need to be solid, but ultimately they need to lock in and just focus on the moves themselves. Cliche.
And usually we see that if you get 9.5 points is usually what's required to win a Title Tuesday, but Rasulov then, if he can get 2 points on the final 3 games, should be enough for him, but then he might be dependent on tie breaks. And have you ever dropped out of a Title Tuesday while playing, James?
I don't think so.
No, because that's sadly another consequence of having 400 titled players is a lot of them will at some point get upset. Maybe you're not as disappointed by yourself if you don't get that many points, but some of these top guys, they can figure out that they're like, I'm not going to win. There's no use for me to play, and that does affect the tie breaks.
There's no upside for a player like me being disappointed. Like, I have no goal. I just want to learn and play good players.
Yeah, of course. I also, when I've participated in Title Tuesday, like my goal is to play one of these top guys. Sadly, my level hasn't been good enough. I don't get enough points in the beginning to face like the very, very top. But
who's the highest rated player you've played in Title Tuesday?
Ooh, I actually don't know. I have played some Grandmasters, but no Grandmasters that I've heard of from before, because 400 players. So I haven't played anyone that a well-known Grandmaster that I've heard of, sadly. What about you, David? You've faced all these
I've
top
lost
guys.
to Magnus. I've lost to Hikaru. I've played most of the
What's
top
the closest
guys.
you've had to winning?
Yeah, before we changed the format, so beginning of 22, I managed to win Title Tuesday once.
Wow.
Once ever.
Yay.
But I've competed hundreds of times. So, and that week, Hikaru wasn't there. Magnus wasn't there. And actually, that was back when...
Don't write that down on your CV. Just say that you won.
Okay, I won it. It was easy.
Yeah.
All the best players were there.
And it is Nihal who is given the task of stopping Rasulov at the very top. But we are going to watch Neiman here play against Sadwani, India versus the US, and an Italian game.
Yeah, Italian game. And this is something that Hans specializes in. I would say nowadays he's maybe the world-leading expert on this opening. He's gone for the high-risk bishop to g5 variation, where he brings the bishop all the way around. Black is provoked forward to break the pin, and this tends to be fiery stuff. This is very nuanced, but with the pawn on this square, it means that white cannot advance with his own pawns on the left flank. Normally, that gives black license to play on the other side of the board. Here we go, by pushing pawns, but Hans seems to know his stuff, ignoring the evaluation that the black side was doing quite well. He's happy to trade off these bishops, and I think the argument is that the black king simply doesn't feel safe castling anywhere. And there we go, it just shifts. I've got to admit that these positions have always been a nightmare for me. I just don't understand them deeply. Computer says everything is 0.0. It's all about long-term plans, and Hans has been playing this for like almost 10 years now consistently, his main white weapon. So I trust him. And very quick. He's played 21 moves now in under 20 seconds.
Yeah, you were saying he's an expert. So this is something he's looked at before, and that's one of the advantages of being really familiar with the opening you're playing. Like Magnus, he's always doing different things, but if you become a specialist in one specific opening, you can play so quickly, which is a huge advantage in Title Tuesday without the increment.
Yeah, that's how they did it back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, certain players would only play the Catalan, certain players would only play the Roy Lopez, and they had great results. But nowadays, everyone's jumping about a lot, and it's out of necessity with computers. But I don't know, I think there's a balance, and a lot of the top players...
At what level do you think all their tactical skills are about even, and then what really separates out the great players is the ones who understand more openings and more positions and so on?
I would say that level's already quite high, like 26 50 plus.
So like someone who's 2700 will probably roughly have the same tactical abilities as someone who's 2750 or 2800.
I think so.
What you see?
And then it's just a matter of like just coaching and end game opening study and so on.
Exactly. Then it's just small details and maybe time management and a few small things here and there. Was that Hans Niemann singing?
No, I don't think it was. That's why we're now reloading these screens so we can see if Niemann is saying anything interesting, because he is known to have some interesting comments, and we're trying to get the sound from him. But we do get a camera here of Sadwani, who is doing a very impressive effort in this Title Tuesday and has gotten a very high rating on chess.com as well.
Yeah, 3200 is stratospheric. In the meantime, White has a big advantage because of the space that we were talking about earlier today. White can choose when to push a pawn, when to build up. Black has to watch out for this pawn break, every single move. White's knight superior to the black knight. It's on an outpost. Black's king a bit open. Yeah, Raunak, I think he's the second highest rated grandmaster in the world with a tattoo.
Yeah, this is
behind Jan Nepomniachtchi.
He's in a bit of a pickle.
Oh.
Ooh, pickle.
Niemann has spoken.
Yeah, Black is in a pickle.
In the meantime, I'm also taking a look. Oh, he is singing.
Hans Niemann is singing.
Knight f6.
Oh, yeah, I like that knight jump, but he wants to take away squares from the black pieces, and he's got targets in mind. Oh, walking into a pin. That looks super strong for White. Looks like knockout time almost. Okay, I thought he was going to use his queen and give a check on this square.
One of our viewers is asking if you have any experience playing chess, James. And the
Vaguely.
answer is, of course.
Vaguely.
You're a national master. You can play in Title Tuesday.
Right, which you can score 1 point, 1.5 out of 11.
But I mean, maybe this view is just switched on because you've been mentioning some crazy moves, and they always seem to be the best ones. Very impressive.
Absolutely.
Especially in tactical positions.
Yes.
I'm best as a commentator, not as a player.
Same for me these days. So the queen's coming in though. Hans Niemann, he's pretty much tied up Black completely. Black can barely move. He can also go this way at the right moment.
Another viewer claiming that Niemann is bored. We can hear him kind of hammering his mouse or something like that. He is a little bit impatient now, but he knows that he should win this game. It's all about not messing it up now. Could be a very important victory for Niemann here.
Yeah, knight takes pawn now impossible due to a check, and the knight would drop off.
I decided to turn off Niemann's sound for the time being. I'm also keeping an eye on the top game between Rosilov and Nihal, where Rosilov, he has almost a minute extra on the clock and a bit of a better position according to the computer, but still early days in that game. Not a lot of pieces have been traded off.
And one of our viewers saying he pushed all his pawns forward, lol. And this is the downside to pushing pawns when you're black, or in chess in general. Like this king is so open now. He wishes his pawns were back, defending the king.
And we will see now that Niemann also has a very solid time advantage and massively better according to the engine. Everything is going his way.
Yeah, what could Black even do? There's no moves.
Yeah, shake of the head from Raunak Sadwani. Maybe he can bring his knight back, try to ask for a rook exchange.
Although I'm down a pawn.
Oh, I kind of forgot that Niemann was down a pawn.
Not anymore.
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Resignation from Raunak in a position with level material.
He immediately resigns.
Look at the smile on Niemann's face right now. He's very happy.
Yeah, what a beautiful game. Very similar to my game against Anton.
All right, so Niemann now has 8 points. Very important now to see how this game goes. Can Rasulov be stopped? He was in the lead alone before this round.
Ooh, a typical Sicilian. This was a Najdorf originally, and Black's king still in the center. Probably won't be castling this game. And the white king on the queen side might become under fire, but likely to be a bit safer than its counterpart. This is interesting. Like, these positions are so kind of double-edged. Black long-term's doing very well. Isolated pawns to play against, but white goes for the attack. Let's see. Rasulov with an advantage, apparently, on the board and clock. Bishop trade offered by Nihal.
Oh, and a minute
Okay,
extra.
bishop takes G6, pawn takes, knight takes, queen moves, and the dark squared bishop looks really tricky.
Yeah, there's tactics around that. Maybe the problem would be that queen takes pawn was available if the white sacrificed everything, moved the knight and bishop away. But it's definitely in the air. I totally agree, James. Like, something's coming. Something's brewing towards that black king. And normally it does take a sacrifice to crack open the defenses. And there we go. He plays it for better or worse. Okay, piece up for black, but really, really shaky king position. He moves it out into the open. He wants to trade off the rooks.
Yes, you can't do rook G1.
That would just allow a bunch of exchanges. He drops the rook back instead. Okay.
Rook takes bishop? Oh, no, it doesn't do anything.
Not yet, but maybe soon. There are knight jumps in the air. I don't know if this can be calculated. Maybe he does just allow the rook exchange on his own terms to bring a pawn.
Queen E5 maybe, and then if rook takes rook, queen takes the other rook.
It's very tactical now. And we can see that it's evening out on the board, but what about the clocks?
Yeah, white has two protected pass pawns, connected pass pawns in return for the piece, so good compensation. Oh, he's giving up one of them though.
Did he see that?
He missed this. Oh, this is where Nihal always turns it on and
Yeah.
goes into turbo speed mode.
Look at his eyes. He's very awake, very aware. He's on the hunt to catch up to Rasulov.
Black's now a full bishop up, blocks the check. This was missed by Rasulov, who has to go back into the center. Oh, it still looks scary for black, but extra piece. A bishop is a bishop. Holds everything together. Can offer a queen exchange. There we go. He's trying to bully Rasulov there. He's gained time on the clock now. He's up on time, Nihal Sarin, and up on pieces. Surely now. Surely he's going to convert this. Rasulov needs a trick. Just anything now. 14 seconds.
Oh.
What do we think? Unlikely.
I think Nihal is the speediest of them.
He's hung his queen. Rasulov hung the queen to the rook.
Oh, look at his face. This is Rasulov we're hearing.
Frustration. He's
The
playing
pain.
on.
The pain in his voice.
Yeah, minimal hope now. 6 seconds against 9. Oh, that's a nice one with the pin.
That's it.
The rook is trapped. Game over.
Oh.
And Rasulov runs out of time.
Oh, look at his expression.
Oh, the leader gets taken down.
No longer in the lead.
Well, I guess you were right to discount.
Well,
He's in shock.
And look at Nihal's reaction by contrast. He's really celebrating. Very happy with himself, realizing now that he's going to be one of the players in the lead. And by one of them, also we can see that Fabiano and Wesley have drawn. So they're both at 7 out of 9. But look at this pack we've got at 8 points. 4 players that could all be the ones who could win. But we can't even discount Rasulov completely just yet. 9.5 points is usually enough. And there's a lot of players, these 5 top players, who could all achieve that score. Given some good results in the final rounds, ooh, it's going to be difficult to know which game we should pick and follow.
it's crazy. Caruana's also on 7 points, but he's not even in the top 20 on tie breaks.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
Such a close pack. That's such an unlucky pairing, Fabiano and Wesley playing each other.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Fedoseev against Neiman. This is going to be fireworks.
Both of them with 8 points. Incredibly important here to stay in the running to win Title Tuesday, Game Week 4. And it must be a Neiman with a lot of confidence right now. He's won 6 games in a row.
What a streak. And it's a anti-Berlin. Berlin defense met by a bishop takes knight capture, meaning the position becomes a bit more closed. Black has the bishop pair, white has a slightly better pawn structure. But yeah, this is again something that Neiman plays. Like his core repertoire, white, Italian game, black, Berlin defense. Has been for many years now.
He seems really comfortable with getting his bishop on g3, just like blocked in by all the pawns.
Yeah, he's playing against the bishop, so he definitely knows
Oh,
the
right.
structures.
He's playing black side of this.
Yeah, but I mean, with white and black, he plays this exact opening. So you're right, James. Like He knows these structures inside out. And okay, slightly better for white, maybe because there's a hole in the black camp now, an outpost for one of the knights to land on. If it gets captured on its way this night, then white will take back with a pawn, open up a nice line for the rook. Yeah, so maybe a bit of a misstep from Niemann to push these pawns so early. And if he castles the other way with the king now, white will explode it on the queen side. Explode that left flank.
And Fedoseev, I remember what surprised me so much last year about the Esports World Cup was that he was qualified.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't able to play. And the Esports World Cup, I don't know if you've seen this, James, it's some of the biggest prizes, cash-wise, in chess.
Well, what's the prize?
Like the person who got last place, I believe it was $55,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And then he just said no. Like he said, "Oh, I can't make it." Yeah. I could not understand what, and I've never gotten an answer to it either. So I'm always just like Fedoseev every time. Like if I can ask him about that later, maybe I will. If we get the opportunity to talk to him and he wins the tournament, because $55,000.
Yeah. That's not pocket change.
I bet you. It's always relationship issues. I'm going to just call it right there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You heard. We have that speculation. Anyways, Fedoseev, he was very disappointed probably to not be able to play in the Esports World Cup last year. Certainly a goal for him to make it this year.
But he hasn't been up there in too many Title Tuesdays. And this Title Tuesday might be going wrong. Yeah, knight takes pawn. I was really shocked he went this way with his knight earlier instead of towards the right flank where there was a perfect outpost. Hans Niemann jumping the other way. Bishop takes knight was impossible due to queen takes pawn check. Now the white queen's trying to provide protection, but this looks so scary suddenly for the white king. Hans in total control. I mean, even if he takes a timeout now to castle, like the black king's going to be much safer hiding behind a wall of pawns than the white king. Is there a breakthrough here and now?
Faustino Oro also at 7 points, in addition to Fabiano and Wesley. So just says something about how difficult it is to do well in this field. Like all these top guys that we've been following, both Fabiano and Wesley, obviously top players in the world in classical chess as well. Fabiano going to the candidates next week. And then Faustino, super young, talented player, also at 7 points. And at the very top, we've got these two guys. So it's been a really packed field, even without Hikaru and Magnus, like the two clear number 1 and 2s.
Especially in this format.
It's interesting. Do you think, given that the candidates are happening next week, do you think all these candidates in here they're playing too much blitz now? Or if you were a candidate, what would you be doing? Would you be playing Title Tuesday?
But you need to be qualifying for the Esports World Cup, which is an incredibly important tournament. Huge money prizes. I mean, number 1, do you remember how much money Magnus won last year, David? It was like
$250,000.
Yeah.
Is it more? Yeah, around $250,000
for a 4-day tournament. I mean, that is unheard of in the world of chess.
Yeah, that's comparable to other sports.
Yeah.
Which, have far greater rewards. Oh, in the meantime, it's hanging by a thread for white here. Maximum pressure for black on the G file. I'm already looking at rook takes bishop, rook takes, and then queen takes pawn, but white can bail out at the end of that by throwing his rook in the way. There we go. We're going to see this line. And, okay, Hans Niemann, I don't know if he sold his advantage a bit short here, but he's going to be maybe up a pawn in an endgame like this. Is that enough?
Ooh, rook endgames. This is painful.
Are all rook endgames drawn?
Oh, is that...
trapped rook?
All rook endgames are painful. Oh, are they going to take a draw here? Are they going to go back and forth? That is a risky decision to be making. Oh, and that makes it so much more exciting going into the final round. Both of them now at 8.5 points.
Yeah.
Means that there are several players who could catch up. Nihal could move to 9, but is not going to do so. Could it be Tsiripov? Coming out of nowhere, it would seem like.
Yeah, Sidipov earlier in the tournament lost a game in about 30 seconds after blundering a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And then he mated Arjun in about 2 minutes, so he's been super speedy and 3 minutes on the clock.
And he's been conserving his energy here as well.
Yeah, he is the exchange and 2 pawns up. Black has a rook for bishop and 2 extra pawns. Unless there's some tactic on the back rank, it's just going to be...
Like bishop c6 maybe?
Yeah.
Going bishop...
Back, around the back. That's a nice trick. Bishop into the square. If it gets captured, would walk into a back ranker. I like that. Also stops black from using the d-file to challenge the rooks. I think that might be a forced move, like at least in practical terms. Nihal, what's he doing on the clock?
Oh,
great spot from James. Bishop c6.
Oh, Sudipov, you can't mess this up. And he certainly hasn't won in the new format for Title Tuesday without the increment. And it would be a miracle for him to be able to get 10 points on the leaderboard.
And here black has multiple moves.
I wonder just rook d7, or I guess bishop d7.
Wants to keep the material. Still not easy for black to untangle. He's going to do it the slow way. Now he's going to challenge the rook in the center. Yeah, that was nice maneuvering from Sudipov.
And I'm getting some information that Sudipov, he has gotten a second place once before they changed the format. So I would assume that he's never won a Title Tuesday. It could be the first time he does it if he manages to get this game all the way to secure himself 9 points.
That would be impressive. He's always had a high rating on chess.com at Blitz. Like, I think for the last 10 years, he's been over 3,000. Yet maybe he's a bit unknown for many of our viewers. Doesn't compete that much. He's beaten Magnus, I think, even over the board in speed chess at one of the World Rapid Championships, or Blitz. So he's a dangerous customer. Here we go. Nihal, last hurrah, Hail Mary. Throwing his pawn forward. When in doubt, push Harry.
We saw that he managed it. What game was that? He managed to
Against
pull
Rasulov.
out a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe again. Or this is where it starts. You get a bit nervous if you're Sudipov with a pawn sitting so close. A queen on g7 would be a miracle now.
Classic Nihal strategy.
Oh, that's been stopped. Queen coming across. 25 seconds.
Oh, surely he knows, Sudipov, right now that this is a huge chance. He probably hasn't seen that Fedoseev and Niemann have drawn, but if he can just make it out of this game with 9 points, he'll be able to see that all he needs in the final round could just be a draw. So he needs to just keep it up. And he's got so much more time.
Yeah, the brinksmanship of Nihal. Like, he's so creative trying to open lines for his rook, but it just shouldn't work with 18 seconds. And now he has to burn more time. Sidipov's got so much material to give back.
Ooh, and Duda has won against the candidate player Yesebenko. He's at 8 points out of 10 now. Could be important for him in the points he's trying to catch.
Oh, and he's worked it out. Sidipov, queen takes pawn. There's going to be a queen trade, and Nihal is going to resign. Surely, 11 seconds. Bishop down. Sidipov's got it. You can see body language. Nihal's accepting now. New queen about to land. Okay. He's got one final trick, but the black king is going to step across. Or no, he's going to allow a white queen to be born.
Wow.
That is very confident stuff from Sudipov.
Yeah.
But extra rook and bishop doesn't hurt.
And all the time in the world. And there he goes. He's nodding. He's happy with himself.
Wow.
He'll be
So
in just a
exciting to
moment.
watch this with you guys, by the way. Like, no computer, just watching and trying to figure it out.
Oh, and let's root for Wesley here with you,
I know.
James.
We'll see.
Let's see if he can do it. But it doesn't look promising.
Oh, can he mate that white king? Suddenly it's a draw, apparently. Could he have kept checking there? Could he have kept checking? There might have been a miracle draw. He's still going to try, but who's queening first? White is.
Yeah.
Wesley's running out of ammo. The white rook holds the first rank. And there we go.
But a
Wesley
very
falls.
tough opponent for Wesley to be playing with 7 points here in the second to last round. And let's see what the standings look like when the dust is settling. What's happening in the Arjun Erigaisi Rasulov game. It's going to be very important for the top 10 here. And
Looks like Arjun's about to flag Rasulov in a rook endgame, a drawn rook endgame.
oh no.
Rook and 3 versus rook and 2. We'll see the final stages. Oh, and now he's hung his rook, Rasulov.
Oh.
Caught in a pre-move. And
Is
there
this
we go.
the second loss for Rasulov then against these speedy Indian players? Very painful. But an important win for Arjun, who currently stands at 4th place. At the very top, there is only one player with 9 points. It's going to be very exciting to see. And he's playing against Niemann, who has to win the Title Tuesday, Game Week 4. So Niemann, he's got to give it his all. And a draw is not enough for him.
Yeah, he had a winning advantage against Fedoseev. If he converted that, then this would be a golden opportunity. But still, he's got his fate in his own hands, Hans Niemann. And okay, let's see what he's got in store. He goes away from e4, e5. No more Berlin defense because he knows that a draw is not enough. So we see the Rossolimo Sicilian, almost the anti-Berlin, with also a bishop takes knight, doubling the black pawns. And white gets the center. This is very well-known stuff. This is mainline theory. This is not a pawn sacrifice. If pawn takes pawn, there would have been queen trade, and black would have won this pawn in the center. Yeah, this is provocation, though. Niemann has taken the bishop pair, and I quite like this this approach in a must-win situation. But Sidipov knows his stuff.
And we do have Fedoseev. He is playing against Nihal. Fedoseev with 8.5 points. If he can win, he suddenly also...
Theory, he knows, yeah.
Oh, sorry to be interrupted by you there, Niemann.
Sidipov looks really calm.
Mm-hmm. And Sidipov, like, the reason he's so good at blitz, and I think a good tip for everyone at home, like if they want to specialize in blitz, is just focus on one opening. We kind of touched on it earlier, but he knows, like Hans Niemann said there, Sidipov knows his stuff so deeply. It's not always the best openings, but he knows it better than the opponent. And that gains him extra time on the clock in the early stages.
Yeah. And the familiarity with the different nuances of what you can play. It's certainly a lot to be saved. And Niemann, he is being vocal.
You know, when you focus on one opening, though, there's so many different possibilities. Like, let's say you focus on playing a certain type of Sicilian as white. There's so many different types of Sicilians you have to be prepared for. And why not, like, why not play an opening just G3, B3, D3, you know, like sort of a hedgehog for white.
Yeah.
And
Just the idea.
Essentially, you're kind of, by doing that, you're saying, okay, I'm the better player. Like, we'll just get a position and I'll freestyle and they'll freestyle. And for Hikaru, he plays a lot of G3, B3 blitz because he knows he's the better player. But I think for Sidipov, who feels that maybe others might understand different structures better than him, he prefers to do the hard work, go deep in the theory, and just hope that his hard work pays off.
I mean...
Is he singing?
You never know with Hans Niemann.
So it's interesting though. There's this. He tried this sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very. There's some sharp stuff going on.
Why can't I take
the rook e3 after this?
Yeah, he wants to lift the rook.
Sidipov is really going for it, which is surprising because he really only needs a draw.
Yeah.
Probably. There is the case where Fedoseev wins and gets to 9.5 points. Yeah, it's definitely singing.
Oh, it's not the best move, apparently. He's singing about the upcoming Netflix documentary. Okay. Big threat, though. I guess the Black Knight can come back to defend the bishop, but if White is able to establish a pin, this looks almost deadly. I'm really surprised Hans didn't block with his pawn on the last move. Stop the White bishop from just standing on a square like this.
Wow. But it does say that Niemann is better.
Yeah.
I would, if I had this position as black, I would be very worried.
Yeah. Is 96 the only move?
Wow.
Oh, maybe queen c6 and just give a piece back.
Apparently queen to c6 is the only move for black to be better. There we go. I turned on the computer there. Actually, everything else was almost losing for black.
Oh.
So he threatens a mate of his own.
Impressive move by Niemann.
On queen g4, just queen takes pawn.
Maybe queen takes pawn, or maybe just kind of for one move you buy yourself a little bit of time. Defend. It's all up in the air. Actually, queen takes pawn, I think you might be right, James, because at the very end, once the dust settles, some exchanges on the square, black will have a fork on the two white rooks. I think you're right. This was a forced move by Sidipov to block the checkmate threat. But now how to continue defending. This was the idea of the queen move. He was cutting across the 6th rank. And, big blunder from Hans Niemann. He's dropped his queen. Hans in trouble.
Oh, look at him. He's realizing. He's realizing.
He's lost his queen. Or is he going to get checkmated here out in the open?
It's rook e1. No.
Yeah, looks very good. I mean, threatens checkmate, right?
Yeah. Then queen g6 maybe.
Okay, he steps forward with the check. He's got at least a draw here, Sidipov, if he wants it. Oh, is he going to force the draw?
Taking a draw.
He does.
Wow, that's so surprising because that means that Fedoseev could catch up. And then we need to look at the tie breaks.
On tie breaks, would Sidipov then win?
We don't know that because it's going to be you and you're playing against 11 opponents and there's a field of 400 players where lots of players are dropping out. I would not trust my tie breaks like that.
Yeah, I would not trust my former opponents,
No.
especially if I'd beaten them in the same
I can
tournament.
actually see that in the very moment, Fedoseev has 72 points on the tiebreak, and Sidipov has 69. So if Fedoseev wins this slightly better endgame here, he might win the whole thing.
Very likely. And Sidipov, just for everyone at home, was winning with the move rook to e1, defending the rook. That was the only winning move. But James, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You should be playing. The tactical awareness
Next
there.
week, I'm going to start my heavy training.
He had 2 minutes as well. He had time to at least stop and pause. He could force a draw any time.
And he's gotten second place in 2018 and in 2025, Sidipov. He's never won Title Tuesday.
What's the money in Title Tuesday?
$1,000.
Yeah, for first and 500 for second. So it's a big drop.
Yeah, but the most important thing is the Esports World Cup because if you get last place there, you get so much money. I mean, that would finance your entire year of playing chess. Yeah. So just making it to that Esports World Cup, performing well consistently is the best thing you can do, more than just win a single Title Tuesday. But it's still a huge honor to be in that exclusive club of players that are winning this weekly tournament. And if Fedoseev can win this for the first time since they changed the format, he's won several times before in the 11-year history of Title Tuesday, but would be very important for him.
Yeah, this pawn is now hanging in the center. If that drops, then the knight is also undermined. Does white have to push forward? Whoa, mysterious move there. Or is it? Rook takes pawn would now be met by rook takes knight. The king moves, and it would be a knight fork against the king and rook. That is not going to happen. Instead, the rook cuts across, and Nihal Sarin's left his king undefended. He's gambling here. He's given up a pawn. But now this is the future queen for black. White has to just give checkmate or some kind of perpetual check. But how?
Rook c8.
Yeah.
Rook c8.
To come round, yeah. I don't think it works just yet. There's no perpetual check. If the knight does hang, drops his knight back. He's trying to trade off. Okay, nervy moments. Nihal's clock handling has not been great today, and he's a minute down.
Oh.
Okay, knight's coming off the board. Oh, a check and he takes back. Apparently a mistake from Fedoseev. Back to level the evaluation.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I have to admit,
Gotta be it.
I was just starting to prepare my questions for Fedoseev because I was like, maybe he'll win this whole tournament. And now I'm not so sure anymore.
Watch out, you might get checkmated.
Oh, gosh.
So, like, what can you do?
Got to start desperately getting out of that. I mean, you've got to move the rook so that the king has a way to escape. But oh, he's blundered, Fedoseev. He's now on the brink of a defeat.
Oh, what a huge turnaround.
Wow, a check. Nihal's going to mate him.
Oh,
there
wow.
we go.
That is insane. And look, even Nihal is incredibly surprised. He can't believe what just happened in the final moments of the game.
And Fedoseev had time. It's the panic. It's
16 seconds for Nihal.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like these nervy moments, it always comes down to one move here and there. It could have been so different.
Nihal's come back from behind 3 times now, we've seen.
But that does mean that we have a winner of Title Tuesday Game Week 4, and it's Sidipov, who took a draw in a 1 position for him, didn't find the important moves against Niemann in the final moments, but he is the only player to reach 9.5 points.
Yeah, that's the lesson there. He played it safe.
9.5 was the magic number, as you guys predicted.
And we also see that some players are still fighting it out. This could be important for the Champions Chess Tour standings. We see Duda, he is trying to win his game, could get to 9 points, would be a huge lift for him to get in the top 5 and secure himself many more points. Heartbreaking for Fedoseev, who's going to get very little pay for his great effort today.
Yeah, that is, it's always tough. Like if you lose at the final round of an event, it just leaves a sour taste, and you just think, oh, I've had a bad day, even if the rest of the tournament was great for Fedoseev. But yeah, Sidipov Who would have thought that? None of us predicted that one.
And we are waiting for the final games to play out so we can award the points. Caruana currently in 10th place, but do we expect him to remain there? Nope. There he got knocked out by Andrekin, who was able to win his game, or no, draw his game and pass him on the tie breaks. So that was the 1 point Caruana could have gotten this week. He misses out on. Sadwani has a lot to play for as well. If he wins his game...
Oh, I'm watching Sadwani. He's about to get flagged. His opponent has 5 seconds versus 1. Sadwani's totally winning, or was totally winning a second ago. It's zigzagging, and there we go. Sadwani loses on time.
And his opponent, Tahir, actually then climbs up to 9 points, sneaks up to 6th place, and does get some points for the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard. And this is the table that we have. I have been informed that we're not going to get a word with Chiripov, sadly, but it is his first week.
What else is he doing? He just
celebrating. He's going out. He's going out tonight, with his friends.
He instantly went out, and he's gonna enjoy it.
He's not used to winning. It's the first time he ever has won Title Tuesday. Maybe he doesn't even know that being interviewed is a part of winning Title Tuesday. But congratulations to him on his first victory and managing to draw Neiman in that final round. We were a little bit skeptical. It was a risk he was willing to take, apparently, and it paid off. Plotting it too much, says tactical genius.
I know. Cinepop, what were you doing? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
I think it's a good tip for everyone at home, though. Like, sometimes the best way, especially against stronger, higher rated opponents, just attack and playing for a draw is the worst thing to do. Like going passive, being negative, because then you get punished against the best players.
Well, look at Nihal's the great example where he was losing 3 games that we saw, and he just started to be annoying once he started losing.
Yeah, just
annoy the guy.
Pressure, threat. They tend to fall apart, the opponents. Wow, what a surprise. Fun week.
Yes, and we are going to be able to get a word with one of the top players after a little bit of technical fixing here, so we can look forward to that. But James, what do you make of this Title Tuesday, these 11 intense rounds? It goes by pretty fast.
Well, it's really interesting because, look, when most people play chess, they're playing blitz chess, just around the world. And so studying how these guys play Title Tuesday is almost a better way to improve than just studying strict classical games. Because again, you're trying to maximize your chances in blitz chess, which is the format you play in mostly. So again, this idea of taking more chances, particularly when you're losing, as opposed to just defending, is probably a good approach.
And we do now have Nihal on the line. Congratulations on getting 2nd place and 7 points for the leaderboard, Nihal.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we were just talking about the fact that some of these players in the final rounds, they're taking draws, but you managed to win that final round in what seemed like a hopeless situation because you're always looking for checkmate.
Yes. I got completely outplayed, to be honest. I think I had a slightly better endgame, but then he played extremely well, and my only counterplay was to try to give mate. But luckily he turned out into some mate I really should not have won.
And we saw that in several of your games today. You're very good, in the final seconds, trying to find some ways to checkmate your opponent, and you end up with 9 points. And you also, because you got 2nd place, you get 7 points. You won last week, so you're doing very well in the spring split so far.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. But I think I'm still quite behind on the overall. Yes.
Yeah, you're at the very top of the split 3 standings. You're way ahead of any of the competition there. You're the only player to have gotten a 1st and a 2nd place so far. And I mean, there are several weeks left. A lot of the players are going to be busy with the candidates tournament. So you have a real opportunity here to qualify for the Esports World Cup.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And firstly, congrats to Sidipo for. I think he played a very good event.
He did, and it was the first time he ever won a Title Tuesday, so that was nice for him. And you have been delivering very consistently good results in Title Tuesday for a long time now.
Yeah, thank you. Today it really should not have been, but okay, I'll take it.
And Nihal, it's a busy chess calendar right now for everyone. What's next for you? Where can your fans catch you in action next?
I have no idea actually about classical. I'm staying back in Germany after a Bundesliga weekend, and my next tournament will be Grenke Freestyle. And there is a rapid tournament in Menorca, but apart from that, about classical, I have absolutely no idea.
And I have to ask as well, Nihal, the whole world's going to be turning their attentions towards the candidates tournament soon. Who've you got? Who do you think is the favorite, or who are you supporting?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting candidates for sure, I think, because I think everyone's got a fair chance. But I would maybe say, of course, Fabi and Hikaru always, when they're there, you have to consider them to be the favorites, I guess. But I think there's a good chance either Prag or Sindaro could pull off a huge win. So
and
I would actually say Prag or Sindaro maybe for a bit of a hot take.
Okay, that's very fun to hear. And a lot of the players, including Sindarov, they are very focused on qualifying for the Esports World Cup. It didn't seem like you were totally aware that you're doing so well in the Title Tuesday standings in total. Is that something that you are looking forward to playing, hoping to play?
Yeah, definitely. 100%, yeah. But like I had not played any Title Tuesday, like almost basically none before the spring split, so I knew I'm very much behind, and I know I have to do very well to have any chance, so it's a good start at least. Yeah.
Very good start. And there's also going to be the chess.com Open, where you can also get a lot of points. So good luck to you in trying to qualify for the Esports World Cup, and keep on being on this good streak of good results.
Thank you so much. Sorry, what is chess.com Open actually?
It's a tournament where I think it is the winter split results have qualified some players directly, and then others have to play through a qualification system that has been ongoing, which is ongoing now in the month of March. And
the Global Championship.
Yeah, it's changed its name. It's changed its name. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this one I know. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was concerned, but now you know about it, and I wish you the best of luck to get more points so that we'll see you in the EWC.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There's one more play in tomorrow if you want, Nihal.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know the name change. Yeah.
Okay. Good luck to you, and well done today.
Thank you so much. See you.
All right. I was worried there on Nihal's behalf. I was like, you don't even know what the chess.com Open is? But there's a lot of different online tournaments right now, James, that are kind of being weaved together to this qualification to the Esports World Cup. You, as a chess fan, are you able to keep up with everything?
I can't keep up with everything, no. I mean, I try to keep up. I try to watch Title Tuesday when I can, particularly when David's playing and trashing himself after he loses every game. But it's hard. I keep track of the big kind of international tournaments, like Norway Chess, for instance. But it's hard to keep track with every online tournament.
And apparently also difficult for the players, but good to know that Nihal, he's going to be playing the chess.com Open.
Yeah, it's good to know. I think even as a commentator, it's literally my job to follow all these tournaments, to understand what's going on. And it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of research. The one thing I've learned about chess players, they don't read the regulations.
No.
They kind of figure it out while they're mid-game. And they rely on others to tell them when to turn up.
Now, given that the candidates is happening next week, how many of these players are working for the various candidates, but not saying? Like maybe Nihal's sticking around in Germany because he's going to be in Cyprus next week.
That is a very good speculation.
Maybe he's working for Arjun, or who knows?
It could very well be that he's working for somebody there. But either way, the chess world's focus is going to be on the candidates tournament, and they won't be able to be playing in the Title Tuesdays ahead. So this could be a very good opportunity for the other players. But thank you so much to both of you for being here. It's time to round up. Do you have any final closing words, James?
Just thank you guys for inviting me here. I've been such a fan, and now it really cements my imposter syndrome when I'm asked to comment on here with you guys. So thank you.
And I would say you've gotten a lot of praise from David. You're usually not that praising of the other commentators.
What can I say? Our other guests have to up their game. I mean, the tactical vision there, James.
Well, I knew I had to prepare very well because I don't know if you remember, David, 3 years ago when we met at the Norway Chess, Maurice Ashley was showing us a tactical problem, and I was struggling with it. David just walks over and he's just like rattling out the moves. So I knew like tactically I had to up my game. So I've been doing tactics all morning before I came here.
Okay, we'll start imposing that as a must for future guests. But thank you for being here, James, and thank you as always, David. And we will be back next week for Title Tuesday again. See you then.
It looks like Farouche is almost getting it done on the board. Should still be a draw. He's losing now suddenly.
He's throwing a thorn into the white side, holding on here for dear life. The nerves are kicking in.
He's playing with Ghost, afraid to commit.
Did he lose on time?
The clock is his worst enemy right now. Oh, look at this. He's trapped his own king in the corner. The black rook is hit as well.
Whoa, is this a blunder?
Checkmate is coming.
Here we go.